Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
There's a guy named Johnny Payton that plays at the University of South Florida in Tampa, right down the street. And I'm telling you, Bubba, this guy had a penis so large it haunts me. I have nightmares, and I think of this guy's penis.
I think we've all listened. I had a guy on my team named Todd Eckert. He was a punter, and he was a white guy too. But I think we've all.
Johnny Payton wasn't white, guy.
I'm just telling you, man. Johnny Payne wasn't a white guy, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Wow. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
I'm not so proud of. And then there's a lot of embellished things and a lot of not so. There's a lot when you're a big time star like me, Lummy. There's a lot of fake news about you.
Oh, of course, especially on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly. I have been deemed the most popular person ever to have lived. I've been deemed the most popular person born in Warsaw, Indiana. That's I got that going for me.
That is correct.
I have the largest single FCC fine at $755,000, and based on my surveillance tape that got Hogan blasted my wife, that videotaped Hogan blasted my wife. I think, Brian, you're a lawyer. I think I have something to do with I guess I would be considered maybe the executive producer or direct or maybe owner of the largest single civil verdict in the history of Pinellas County.
You were involved with it, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it's my material. It was my material. That was it not?
Now he's producing credits.
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah, I got my SAG card.
Bubba Spielberg.
I do have my SAG card.
I know.
And if at the end of the day, I think about it. It was 1:39, so that was well over a minute a second, wasn't it? How many?
A minute a second? What are you talking about over there?
It was 141 million.
Oh.
So hold on.
A minute? A second.
141 million. I know he didn't collect that, but that's what the court awarded him, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And then supposedly, rumor has it, I don't know it to be true, but I got a pretty good source that the Cox settlement was $55 million. So what's that, $195 million?
Well, the Cox settlement was to make up for what he didn't get out of Gawker.
I understand.
Right.
But
the reality
is awarded.
Yeah.
He didn't collect, but he was awarded $195 million.
Yes, making him the number one paid
from
of all time.
From a DVD that was stolen from me. So at the end of the day, I at one time owned it. Now he bought it from me for pennies on the dollar. God, you know what, Brian? I wonder if I should have just stayed strong there and not budged. And said,
no.
Said,
Look at what happened to everybody involved in that.
They all got away scot-free.
Well, not all of them. Gawker's out of business. That whole company's gone.
Me and Gawker. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody else benefited. So what if I would have held out and said, "No, I'm not selling you. You can sue me all you want, but the statute of limitations and the criminal aspect of what I've done is over."
It's.
But if I would have held on and say, "This is my tape. I own the tape. You can still sue me, but I own the tape.
The problem with that, I think, would be that we've discussed how the feds like to reverse engineer their cases, right?
Oh, yeah, we know that for a fact.
Okay.
They reverse engineered on you, did they not?
They tried.
Right.
So when they reverse engineer on you, now you're caught up with the feds, too, on that. And they would go after Bubba the Love Sponge.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They didn't go after Spice Boy or Mike Calta, but they will go after Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah.
Will they not?
Yep.
I like how it is on your IMDb.
It is?
Yeah.
See, now hold
You're
on.
director
but
and
so hold on.
Well, I did that.
I'm the director of a film. I'm a director of a film.
8.1 out of 10.
Brian,
Wow.
that made. If we're just talking about $195 million for 1 minute and 39 seconds, how much is that per second?
Oh, it's the highest grossing film of all time.
That's what I'm saying. Like Steven Spielberg, Steven Spielberg.
It was
and
low budget, too.
George Lucas. Yeah, I mean, it cost me what, maybe $3, whatever the disc costs, whatever the DVR disc costs.
And Hogan's Rubber?
Yeah, and one condom.
I sent you the IMDb.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
8.1 out of 10. That's a really good rating.
Yeah, I mean, Gone with the Wind isn't got that.
No.
Citizen Kane, which is they had
Yes,
that.
Citizen Kane.
90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, hold on here. So, thank you, Lummy, for the IMDb from the Hogan sex tape. Let me send it over here for people to look at. Here we
Lummy's
go.
been giving it 5 stars for the last 8 years.
Every day.
Hold
He's
on.
got 30 different screen names.
Now, Brian, you can say whatever title I potentially may have had in that role, what we speculated on, but when IMDb designates you as the director, then you probably are. You probably are the director.
I don't know if you're really the director, though.
That's what I am.
I think you're the producer and the writer, maybe. Maybe you should get a
think I'm
writing
every- I
credit
think
because
I'm
you
everything.
weren't on the set to direct.
Yeah, I think Hulkster and Heather directed
I mean, I think that was
themselves.
a
Cast the
self-directed
production.
film. I mean, I think you cast the production.
Listen, I'm registered as the director.
Yep.
On IMDb.
Well, when are we all going to get to see the director's cut with commentary?
The user reviews are.
There's reviews?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's reviews. Man, my boy Hulky, hubby absolutely smashes that married vagina to no remorse. Was able to bring out that bitchin' ringtone when he wiped his kids off my hands on the prelude.
Jeez.
Wow.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah,
I know.
let me get off this.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I mean, hey, welcome to the Bubba the Love Sponge
There
show,
we go.
and my name is Bubba the Love Sponge. I got Lummy, and I got Brian, the babyface Matroni. I got Anna, who looks a little rough. Did you roll last night?
I rolled during the day.
I can tell.
But I did roll with this Amazonian woman. She was probably like 5'11", maybe 205, and I caught her.
No, you did.
Yeah, for real. I mean, she caught me first, but then I caught her back, and I was very proud of myself.
If had it just stayed where she caught you and you didn't get the recaught, it probably would have bummed. You probably would be depressed this morning.
No, she was a big bitch.
No,
That's not her weight class.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
understand.
I was proud I got anything, but she let that head slip down. I caught her in a guillotine and choked her, so that was fun.
And then we got the F-boy himself, Seth Kushner, who has couch duty.
I guillotined some bitches too yesterday.
You did?
Sure you
Oh,
did.
yeah.
How'd it go?
Out of my weight class too. It was great. I love watching people slowly die.
What are you going to little,
mean, see,
little
he did to a
Sethy's
5-year-old.
little Sethy's playground deal and choking out 6-year-olds?
I just walk into random Taekwondo places around St. Pete and just start whipping anybody's ass. that I
Challenge the guy who runs
Challenge
the
the
dojo.
instructor.
Start
you're,
breaking boards.
like you're tough.
Yeah.
You'd walk into one of those Taekwondo places and they'd kill you.
Sure, of
You know
course.
that.
You know I don't do Taekwondo.
That would be, yeah. She does
Anyway.
jiu-jitsu.
So, yeah.
Anyway,
Hey.
speaking of
My
Jew,
apologies.
we do have today's podcast, which stars Anna and Seth, and it's Two Live Jew. That will be a podcast that's available today about noon. I forgot, Lummy, I didn't go get the link for yesterday's throwback segment. But Seth, you know the number. Did the throwback segment do pretty well yesterday?
Last time I checked I usually check it a bunch, Bubba, but last time I checked, I went to bed and it had about 1,000, which
Oh,
was
okay.
pretty good for being up for like 5-6 hours. So
And I didn't promote it at all.
no, and yesterday when I last checked, we had 4,500 total downloads, Which anything over 3,000 is good for me.
There you go. Fantastic. So today is exclusive. Yesterday, like probably on Wednesdays and Fridays, our podcasting will be either a throwback segment from the Sirius XM days, or if we happen to get lucky and get a Flapping Gaps or the what's it called, pigmentation,
Operation Pigmentation, which is Seth and his African American barbers. If we get one of those, we'll throw them in there. But if we don't have any original programming, we're slated now to have 3 days of original programming. Monday, all of us. Tuesday, Clem and Kush, and then Thursday, the Two Live Jew. Other days will be we'll put in like throwback segments, or Lummy, we may get lucky and have like I might do a Killer Bees next based on Brian's availability next week. Just all kinds of different things. What do you think about doing a Brent and Caitlin one-off about...
Yeah, you talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah.
To maybe go through...
Oh, yeah.
Since it's a podcast, we could actually go through it. We could watch it and almost like science...
Oh, we can watch it?
Yeah, we can... Well, we could watch it and break it down.
Have you seen the first one, Brian?
It's disturbing.
The first Brandon the Quad Caitlin Hatley porno?
Oh, no. I'm good. But I would like to real quick before.
Sound like Bill Clinton. Like you're getting a little raspy there.
It's good.
You're losing your punch behind your voice. What's wrong?
I'm fighting off a bowel movement right now. I just felt it come on. So
hold on.
Honest,
I gotta hold thoughts on that deal. Rhett, did you finally get that much sought after release?
I did.
From my Cold and Blows?
I did, yeah.
And was it just unbelievable?
The relief, yes. Yeah. The movement itself was forgettable, but it was everything it needed to be.
I know, but was the movement large?
Oh, my God.
Yes, there was a lot to it.
And did you see, when you looked at it, did you see that it was like maybe even stuff, maybe old stuff that you normally wouldn't have come out had it not been stimulated by Bubba's Super Colon Blows?
Correct. I mean, the water was a little murky, but I could definitely tell there was a lot going on down there.
Nice.
A lot of times you'll create almost like a brain-like pile. Like it's a pile.
Yes, that's the best way to describe it. A brain-like pile.
That's what it is.
Because it wasn't quite liquid, wasn't solid either.
But it was a nice pile.
Yes.
Just a bit. And I think that all that was in your gut just stopped up.
Mm-hmm. Just rotting away.
Now, how about you, Brian? You're saying you're constipated right now?
No,
Do you need some of my Super Blows?
Colon Blows, buddy.
The opposite of that.
Oh, you got to go poop?
I mean, at some point here, I'm going to have to.
Now, do you have the ability to poop within the 6 minute and 20 seconds?
Yeah. I mean,
no, see, I'm
do I have the ability to not take 20 minutes on the toilet? Yeah. I was blessed with that.
I don't.
Nope.
Well, there's probably some level of gratification in other ways that you're.
Well, plus there's masturbating or something.
I'm just saying.
No, I like
you
to
may
really,
being on the bowl.
I like taking my time on the bowl. I like my ass cheeks spread out.
Oh my God!
So
You're
that,
not actually pooping for 20 minutes,
he's like,
are
if
you?
I can still feel my feet once I get off the toilet, I haven't been on there long enough.
Has that ever happened to you? Where your feet go numb?
Yeah.
You sat there too long.
Yep.
Because it's not designed for you to. It's not a Barco lounger. It's not a lazy boy.
Yeah, but
Brian,
boy,
when you get a good game,
I like playing my game.
Yeah, you get a good game.
I got my
going.
Monopoly game. Let me. What level are you on the Monopoly?
I got pissed off. I'm only at 182.
Oh.
Yeah, I got really pissed. It keeps wanting you to buy.
And it's getting worse and worse now. I feel like I need to go back. I wish I could find my old school racing game that I used to have on my phone, but I had it on so long that they turned the server off on it. Like I think the company that owns the app was like, okay, this is 10 years old.
Turn it off.
There's some stupid old guy in Clearwater, Florida is the only one that signed on to the server every day to play this game. And so we're going to turn it off.
You cost them more.
They were the ones that hacked into your phone and were the mole for.
I remember one time, Lummy, when Tyler and I had a PlayStation. I don't know, it might have been like a PlayStation 2 or something like that. And we had NBA.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
2K.
Yeah, like, I don't know what, but 10. It was like 10. It was like 10. And I was in general manager mode. Maybe it was 8. It might have been 8. And I was in general manager mode, and I had this team where I was making trades and, really had a really good team built up. And then I go to sign on one day, And it's like, we no longer. This game's no longer like this. They turn the game off.
How dare they?
Yeah.
Do they
buy the new one?
Do they do that sometimes?
Yeah, they do it especially with sports games.
Yes, they do. They want you to buy the new one. Because it really doesn't change except for the names and the players.
Well, yeah,
NBA
change.
2K.
I had a guy. I had a shooting guard. For instance, I mean, his name was Bubba Clem, and he was number 64.
Of course,
And he was 6'10".
No, he was like 6'8", and he was mulatto.
Well hung.
he had Hogan's stats.
And he, I mean, Lummy, I had him pegged at a 99. All the skill levels that you can buy and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
And like literally, he would score like 50 a night because he'd just be, because I ball hog it.
He was Bubba Clem.
He was Bubba Clem, yeah.
Is this when you were living out back in the trailer or when you were rolling hard?
That's when I was rolling hard in the mansion.
Okay.
I didn't have any games when I was in the trailer.
Oh, that sucks.
Did you let Tyler play it, or is it just you?
He would play it too.
Oh, okay.
So like when I wasn't playing it, he would play Bubba Clem.
Who's this Tyler guy you guys keep talking about?
I don't know. I haven't seen him for 2 years.
Oh, Jesus.
That's really that's let's not go there.
Hey, real quick before I forget, I just wanted to thank Chuck and Leslie. First of all, way too generous with their Christmas gifts to me. Thank you for the gift cards and the new wallet, and then also they got me this Squirmy and Grub shirt. So
Nice.
They also contributed yesterday to yesterday's show. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army, and I got a personal letter from them yesterday that was very nice. That was very nice. Yes, mailed to me here. That was very nice. And so thank you so much for your kind words.
I was just teasing about the gift cards and the wallet. I was just got an Iggy from somebody that it may upset you if you heard that I got a lot of gifts from them.
No, what? What did you just say?
I said I was joking about the gift cards. I'd gotten an Iggy from somebody that it may upset you if you heard that I got a lot of gifts from Chuck and Leslie.
Well, your Iggy is a mark and doesn't know the show. They think they know the show, so they give you guys some kind of insight as to how I'm going to react, and they don't even know what they're talking about. They're just trying to stir up crap.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
So they hung you out, man. What they did is they hung you out for their own satisfaction. Like, this is completely their own little kink, trying to get me in trouble, thinking that I'm going to flip. I didn't flip out on the amount of gifts that Leslie and Chuck gave Anna. I didn't flip out on that at all. I was being a smart ass saying, oh, no, not another one from Chuck and Leslie. The only way anybody would want to give Anna that many gifts would be, if they wanted a blaster. And I was being very much a smart ass, and they didn't like it. They took it the wrong way. We've since moved on from there.
Do they want a blaster?
I'm completely out of that whole thing. Okay.
Are they going to be at BARP?
Is Chuck and Leslie going to be at BARP?
No, they didn't qualify.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, I got a very nice letter from them. I think everything's cool. And don't listen to the marks, Brian. Don't be a mark.
Brian.
Don't be a mark and listen to a mark try to get you into a lather on the show. You're usually better than that.
Not really, but
Are you going to see your Mark today at Tate's? Are you going to Tate's?
I was not formally invited, but I think that may have been because Bubba thought I was gone today, even though I told him I was here. But
no. Listen, I honest to God, I misunderstood you when you told me that you wouldn't be able to do any of the BARP stuff Thursday, Friday, or Saturday because this is the weekend that your family plans their annual holiday trip. And I did.
Oh, yeah, because you got the Martin Luther King discount.
It's Black Christmas.
Right.
Jeez.
So you did tell me that. I assumed that included today's show. I did, though, responsibly reach out yesterday. Want to know if you're going to be on the show, and then you gave me your schedule for of this month and next month, and so he's here.
Yes, and so
But you could see where I would have misunderstood.
Absolutely, I was more teasing you on that, but I could swing by Tate's for a little bit tonight. It starts at 5.
It starts at 5 and ends at 7, and you can stay as long as you want. But I'm cutting a tab off. Like I'm not. It's And you know what Seth's going to be like? Seth's going to be like Alex Stein at the Ambassador Club last night at 6:59, right before
I'll be going.
before the tabs dried up, and he's going to be taking pizza slices and.
Is he going to be bringing a Ziploc bag?
It's going to be like Alex Stein in the
Admiral room, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my family and to-go boxes. And I did want to know, Bubba, if there was any like off-menu items that I could get, or if it's just strictly ziti and pizza.
There'll be salad.
I like salad and other things, other Italian feasts. And okay.
Yes. Now, do I need to get like are you bringing your wife and child?
I am trying to, I'm definitely bringing my child because I told her Ziti was going to be there and she goes, cool, what's that? And so she's coming and then Phoebe might be coming.
Really?
Yeah, Phoebe might be coming. She's not coming to Bart, but I think she might be coming tonight to support me because I said, wouldn't Taylor Swift support Travis Kelce at a Tate's Pizza event? And that really got her thinking.
So you're the Travis Kelce of this operation.
So you hold on.
Damn right.
She's Taylor Swift and you're Travis Kelce?
Well, no, I just think
you guys really got some great kinks going on.
No, they just are always supporting each other and everything, and that could kind of fade when you're in a marriage. So now I just go, well, wouldn't Taylor Swift go to Tate's Pizza with her man for a little pre-Bart party? And that really got her going. So.
I don't really know. I'm going to be honest with you. Taylor Swift is such a star that if Travis Kelce had a little Kansas City Chief get together, I don't know that the Chief fans would just go. It would be a security nightmare.
They've had Christmas parties and stuff to get with her and the team and all that.
Really?
Yeah, and all the wives and boyfriends and all that. They all are marking out boyfriends. That sounds weird. All the wives are marking out to Taylor Swift.
There's a conspiracy now too about that.
Ooh, do tell.
What do you mean?
So you know how the Chiefs game, the Dolphins are on Peacock, and you got to pay for it, a streaming service. Well, they purposely put the Kansas City Chiefs because all the Taylor Swift fans how they started watching Kelce, that the Swift fans have to now subscribe to Peacock.
What was that again?
All right, I'll sum it up for me. What they think they're trying to do is the NFL, everyone thinks the NFL is trying to get money out of the Swifties because they put the Chiefs-Dolphins game on the Peacock network, which you have to stream.
Yeah, the only one you have to subscribe to.
So they're thinking that the Swifties are going to want to see Travis Kelce, and therefore they're going to pay to have the Peacock network just for the game instead of putting it on regular TV.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Just
because ratings are up because of all the Swift fans.
And as much as you want to mother F the NFL, it's probably brilliant to do it, and it probably actually worked. I mean, it probably got some Swiftie fans to go over to Paramount Plus and get a subscription so they could see their little Taylor Swift, 5 times from the luxury on TV, 5 times for a total of 42 seconds from the luxury box of Travis Kelce's family, right?
Yep.
I mean, there has to be a Gloria Zach Lummy on the Cash App.
25.
Love her. Her mom, Sue, is my mom's best friend.
Can't
Did you
wait
know
for
that?
Barb.
Supposedly, I think today I'm going to miss my mom's first official shuffleboard game.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it's today at 1, and I don't think I can go up. You know how far Land O'Lakes is from here?
Yeah.
About 55 minutes.
Exact. Thank you. 45 if it's not traffic hour. An hour.
Is that far from here?
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah.
Well, especially with the traffic now once you get off the expressway.
Yeah. It's so I know. So her game starts at 1, and so if I'd be getting out of there at 2, I just would be sure. I'd just be stressed out. I can't cut it.
He's like, that only gives me 3 hours to come back down to Tampa.
Does she want a cheering crowd?
Maybe I should go up there.
You should probably
You
go.
got to film it, right?
Yeah,
content,
you're right.
man, content.
I'm
Should you send Lummy?
No, Lummy will scare people at the old people's community.
I'll bring the little kid.
Yeah,
bring Walker?
Old people
Yeah.
love little kids.
Is your mom's neighborhood anything like the Villages where everybody's blasting each other?
No.
Oh.
It's a retirement community.
Right.
But nobody.
She in the Grove up there? Is that where she is?
Yeah. But that's not like it doesn't have a reputation of being,
There's no loofahs on the golf carts?
No, there's no loofahs or upside down pineapple deals
No
or
chilies.
none of that. But there's just, when you live in a retirement community, like everybody knows your business. Like everybody, because you live in a relatively.
No one's got a job.
Yeah, they don't have lives.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
So
face it. They watch Fox News and play shuffleboard.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's the life, I mean, that's what we're all striving to get to.
And then add another caveat. There's 2 other caveats to that, Brian. They watch Fox News.
And they're on Facebook.
They live on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then they drive their golf cart around the neighborhood looking at everybody's like, oh, did you see Jim and Janet got a brand new landscaping? Like they know everything. They know everything about everybody to know.
It is kind of crazy that like after 70 they revert to their teenage years. It is like like the circle of life, literally, because I see it with the old people that I take care of.
Well, you just
When they start pooping themselves and they're like toddlers, it gets worse.
You just had to ship your old people out.
Yeah,
you shipped them to a retirement community. You took
What?
You shipped them
just
to
two
a
of them.
home.
Brian, you harbored them through COVID. You kept them all safe.
You shipped
Yeah,
them to
well,
a
she
home.
assaulted him in his own bed.
Well, see, his mother-in-law is just absolutely almost borderline impossible.
She's batshit.
Oh,
sorry,
Brian again?
Sorry,
Brian.
Sorry.
Jesus.
I love this guy.
Brian, do you know there's actually and Seth knows this, and so does Rhett, and I'm not gonna expand on it anymore
or expound.
Whatever. I'm just and Seth, don't open your big fat mouth either because of what you know.
Okay.
But I can tell you right now, we got kind of a big time thing looking at us right now, of potentially putting us in some markets.
Oh,
do we not, Seth?
We do.
And we're trying to come up with a good air check that we send them.
I'll cross that off.
And how? I mean, I've been talking to the guy about being, the legend that I am, and that the things I talk about is far funnier, and I'm just a better overall radio host than just a couple people that you picked out of San Francisco or whatever that are not I'm a radio legend.
I have a dump-free show now. No dumps ever.
No, but like I'm saying, we look like such rookies when one of our guys just within the first 30 minutes, within our first segment, we already got a dump. Like that doesn't make us.
You're gonna have another dump during this break. I'll tell you that right now.
Where's the Tukey?
Oh my God.
Where's the Tukey?
It's a little funny. Come on.
I love this guy, man. He really brought the ruckus at the roast. I don't think enough people have been talking about it.
Man, and when he smiles, all I can think of is Lemmy's joke. The row full of urinals. That's the only thing I can think of.
I will say,
never
I
heard
don't
that
think
before.
Lummy, maybe he's being honest about being at the Bucks game, going to take a leak and being inspired by my teeth, which is weird. But I have heard that one before.
I never have.
Okay.
So Lummy stole it somewhere.
I guess so.
I mean, I'm not accusing him.
Independently come up with it.
He could have. It happens. I'm not
saying it's
accusing
unlikely though.
Well, I was trying to make teeth jokes for you and Anna, and that one came up when I was at the Bucks game. So,
thank you for going with Brian and leaving the Holocaust jokes for me.
Speaking of Holocaust,
Anna did so well when she came back to the table. I had some sugar cubes waiting for her. So
thank you so
you
much.
were voted number 2, Brian. Did you see that?
I did.
Tara
see
was
that.
1, you were 2, and then Anna was 3.
And I think that was a fair ranking.
Really?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think that was fair.
I did not think I was in the top 3.
I thought Anna really did an exceptional job. You could tell the people who really wanted to be there to do it were probably the ones that did the best. Because I think Anna, that she really wanted this. I think you've wanted to do. You love comedy.
Oh, I've done stand-up twice in my life.
Yeah.
I don't love doing it. I have a massive appreciation for the craft, but I was very nervous because from where we were sitting, and maybe you can contest this, but didn't it look like he wasn't happy a lot of the time?
Of course he wasn't happy.
Okay.
Dark Match Steve's entire set, Merch Crick's entire set, half of Tara's.
No, all of Tara's was fine. All of Dark Match Steve is like, who in the hell agreed to this?
Well, because from the angle that we were sitting at, it looked like you were massively not pleased.
No.
But then when I rewatched the video, I could see you cracking a smile. But from where I was sitting, I couldn't see you smiling.
I guess I don't have a very prominent back smile.
Yeah.
I said on the air
that row of hot dogs in the back of my neck seems to impede your eyesight to the side of my.
It's very distracting.
One of my chins, as my sister would say.
Well, you said the following week on the show when we were back, the only person who said something that you did not like was Dark Match Steve.
Yeah,
okay.
The only
said there were 2
persons. He went to 2 different areas I did not appreciate and I did not like.
And were those subjects, they did not have to do with you?
No, they had nothing to do with me.
Oh, okay.
You were very. At least you seem kind of irritated by Erica.
Yes, because I don't think that she understands what a roast is.
Well, whose job do you think would have been to explain that to her prior to putting her up on the stage?
Well,
you don't let her out of the house. You limit what she can watch. How is she supposed to know what a roast is?
Well, you signed up to be her union rep all of a sudden, bitch?
I liked it. I thought it was kind of like a unique perspective on the relationship because, again, I mean, I hate bringing this up.
I think that she
Side chick Willie.
I think that she gave way too much information that I didn't necessarily want people knowing.
The timeline of the relationship, which intersects with a lot of marriages and stuff.
Yeah. I don't think that surprises anyone.
Man, Seth, what a dick. He's just a dick.
I mean, it
Seth,
was
now,
an interesting look into that.
Did her and Heather get along well?
Let's just.
I'm
not answering that question. Okay, stop. I'm telling everybody to stop. This is not a suggestion. This is a mandate. Stop immediately.
So Dark Match Steve was the only part of the show you didn't like. Okay, got it.
For the most part, yeah.
And what was it that you didn't like?
No, hold on. And merch. And the merch.
Thank you.
I didn't like portions of the merch crick.
You called it a quote book report.
Yeah, and I didn't like any of Dark Match Steve. No, I love Dark Match Steve. Just two of them. Two things. I'll just tell you I'll tell you the two things that pissed me off.
I want to hear it.
I'm very transparent.
Okay.
I thought the Stephen Diaco disbarment joke was just something that I.
You said to bring the heat. To be fair.
But you should know. Like that is not a topic that you talk about. It's just not. It's a mistake that we collectively made. And actually, Brian, was a part of it.
Whoa, let's back down my role in it.
Brian.
I was involved in it in the same way. Never mind. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say.
Brian.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, quiet. We being involved doesn't mean you necessarily are guilty of anything that you've done, but I was definitely involved. Sure,
in it. You're 100% right.
In the mess, is that what you mean?
I got caught up in the slurry.
And it was involving my case that you don't think that I harbor this guilt to this day, that it was my case that caused this situation into this.
Oh, I have no doubt that you would absolutely internalize it and make it about yourself.
No,
absolutely.
No, but not. You know what?
That was.
You are
but that's
dick.
it. No, I'm not being a dick.
Hold on. When I internalize it and make it for myself, it's not to feel sorry for myself.
It's to bad.
It's to be compassionate to Steve and be sorrowful to Steve.
But it was that was so outside and removed from your quote unquote trial. And
I had no involvement in any of
right,
it.
And that's what I'm saying. So to feel guilt about that,
it involved my case, and so I will always feel a little bit responsible for that. So I'm sorry. I harbor that, and I always. It's not a topic I ever want to bring up. Okay.
Should we pre-screen material next time?
We did.
No, we shouldn't.
Well,
and then
now
the other
we're supposed
thing,
to know what's off limits.
Then the other.
You
shut
just
up.
know.
You do. Then the other thing that Dark Match Steve says is when he just all of a sudden took a crap, like really, really disrespected Tom Bean and talked about how crappy Domino's is. Like, there's a fun. No, listen.
Come on,
man.
No,
are you serious? Tom Bean's not back there tossing pizzas, though.
He doesn't care. He's rich as hell.
Yeah. He doesn't care if the pizza's good. He just cares if it
How much
sells.
market share do you think Domino's lost because of that joke?
A lot. I think that was very disrespectful.
It's about respect.
Respect the pizza.
Yeah.
No, it's about
especially when he was eating it after the roast.
It's about respect of a person that means a lot to me in my life. And hold on, and that is his business.
Okay,
that is his business. And so those are
Did Tom Bean even care though?
No, he didn't. But listen, everybody, I did. It's my goddamn show.
All right, so Domino's off limits for the next roast. Got
no
it.
Domino's jokes.
Okay.
Especially when they came.
Hunter, you know what, guys?
Save the integrity
How crappy Hunter Law is also up for grabs
look,
too.
if you wanna go at me, that's fine.
No.
It's a roast.
I wouldn't do that for one reason. Not you. Out of respect to Gina. There's a certain thing called old school respect, and you should have a little bit of it when you're doing a roast. And everybody, everybody.
My chest hurts.
You guys are pissing me off. Your chest is going to be more than hurt when you're getting your unemployment check. Listen.
Macho made a good point.
What?
is that they're the ones who catered it. So maybe just leave the.
No, there's some no-brain. Like, that's low-hanging cheat. Listen, all the other jokes written by everybody else were thought out, well-prepared, good joke. There was some low-hanging fruit. And I don't think Steve disbarment and how crappy Domino's is anything that is funny.
Is that going to be Dark Match Steve's new name, low-hanging fruit?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
But if you guys don't start snapping together as a show, I'm just going to have
You're gonna fire all of us?
It's just going to be me and Lummy.
All right. Well,
and Seth, because he hasn't. Well, he's being kind of a dick.
No. I just want to know, Bubba, because I was a late entry into all this. I just want to know again. How did Dark Match Steve get into the equation?
That's the problem.
He called it.
He kind of called it the last minute and backed
That's
Bubba.
the problem.
I think Bubba was on pills or something and agreed to it.
That's the problem. If you remember one of my rebuttals when I got up there was, why never again are we going to let a mark infiltrate our little world.
So I'm out next year?
You consider yourself a mark?
I'm absolutely a mark.
Oh, then I guess you're gone.
Oh, man.
Dude, if Dan's getting roasted next year, then Brian might have to be the roast master.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I mean, Brian, you need to be the roast master. Stop being a martyr, acting like you're a mark. You know you're not.
You called me a mark earlier, so I was just teasing.
Well,
but
I mean, you have mark
it was just a
tendencies.
Callback. I do have mark tendencies.
Do you love Domino's, Brian?
I do love Domino's pizza. It's the Domino's pizza by far out of all the national pizza chains is by far and away the best. Papa John's is terrible.
That's not true.
Absolutely the worst.
That's not. Hold on.
Nope.
Now you're being a dick.
Oh, so you're saying that Domino's is the best?
Now
Papa John's connection do you have that I just ticked
double
off?
meat, double cheese.
Now you're being just a smart ass.
Papa John's.
We got Babyface Portnoy over here.
I'm not even going to
Pizza review.
I'm not even going to continue this. I'm going to go into words because you guys are just taking it to levels that are just
we all know
stupid.
Jets is better.
I don't want to talk about it. No,
You asked me a question.
Domino's may not be your favorite pizza,
Domino's
but you're not
is-
going to use my stage, my roast, my platform to make fun of one of my best friends and my agent and my business partner's business. You're not going to do that. Talk about how fat I am. Talk about Brian's teeth. Talk about my mom's jugs. Talk about how Tara blasted Spice Boy behind my back in my own home. Talk about any Hogan tape reference. Talk about it all. But you're not going to talk bad about one of my best friends who has stood by me through thick and through thin, who has lent me money personally, lots of it, and is the only reason why I'm here today. I'm not going to let you speak bad about his business. I'm just not. Maybe you guys have a different set of parameters for your roast, but I'm not going to allow that. And I'm not going to allow another unfortunate situation, the disbarment of Stephen Diaco, which is a very touchy subject, and we don't talk about because the poor guy got screwed. Talk about the Good Old Boy Network. I mean, if we really were to be transparent about that, and Brian would certainly be an expert at it, it was a complete screw job based on who Phil Campbell's father used to be. It was just an absolute screw job. Those two things are not funny. In fact, they're hurtful. And so I don't want them on my roast. If you want them on your roast, go right ahead. But I'm not going to let you make fun of my best friend's agent, my agent's business, and or one of my best friend in the representation of him being my lawyer, and the trouble we got into.
I think the issue was just that we weren't told that. We were told one topic was off limits and everything else is.
I think Bubba's
let
point though is that with the Steven thing, I will say that you should know.
Yes.
The Domino's one, I think in my opinion, is borderline because it's again. I get what you're saying with the respect thing, Bubba, but at the same time, it's pizza. It's a pizza joke
and a roast.
But he was eating it before he did it, so it's like. That's
kind of makes it even funnier, right?
Like,
right.
Stupid.
Like,
no, he should have rewrote it.
He's stupid. He's not allowed to be here next year.
To attend even?
Just write songs, buddy.
Oh.
Write songs, okay?
Poor Dark. Sorry.
What? You want to stick up for him?
No, I feel bad because you put a lot of effort.
I'll tell you what then. Dark Match is allowed back when we roast you. If you ever make it, I doubt it.
Why bother with broadcasting excellence when you can have broadcasting decadence instead? The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Okay.
It's gone.
I just kept sending the.
It's gone. It was a WAV file.
Kept saying wave MP3.
I only saw the waves. I just sent the wave.
We were up in
Thank
here.
you.
Fucking
Appreciate it, dude. Where was it hiding?
What? On that back one?
Yeah.
That's pretty much in just download.
What's up, everyone?
Sorry,
I'm so
I
excited to
just-
see you guys tonight
No,
at
I just
Said
couldn't
Pizza
find
Place.
it.
Wow.
I was with
Shit,
you.
isn't it?
No, it's
I was
Okay,
the
that's
pizza.
what-
Because the download folder wasn't really accessible anyhow, so
Oh,
I
really?
had to kind of search for it.
Okay. Well, thanks,
I'll make a
man.
shortcut just in
Yeah,
case.
so
Thanks,
I'm
dude.
I'm aware.
All right.
See, I don't think I'm gonna be able to shit in 6
You got time. Get out of here. You get to go ahead.
Can you hold it for one more break?
Probably.
Well, maybe you should do that. Then it'll come out a lot easier in 30 minutes. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Why are you so anti like anything poop related?
I don't think it's the best thing to talk about on the radio.
It seems to just irk you.
Because he's a little poop bitch, is why.
Huh?
He's a little poop bitch.
Oh, it's because you're a little poop.
Pooping's funny.
I've never really produced poop content before, so it's just.
Well, you better
Yes,
fucking,
you have.
you better get used to it there, fuck boy, because I talk about poop a lot.
You think this is my first day?
Acting like it.
I just pissed in every porta lot you got out there.
Yeah, and you see those hours on that paycheck, bitch?
Yeah.
Oh, what? You're being a dick about it?
Sounds like he's disappointed.
Yes, that sounded like a disappointment to me.
No.
Oh shit, Maria's bringing that Tres Leches cake. Holy fuck.
What?
You gotta have that treat. That is one of the best cakes I've ever had in my life. Maria's bringing a cake tonight, I think. She said. The Tres Leches.
It's like what my mom does when she brings cakes to restaurants for birthdays and shit, you know?
Thank
It's
you,
like
Gloria.
What?
I do that.
No, I know. It's probably a Jewish person thing.
Well, like a birthday cake. Oftentimes they don't have like a birthday
They
cake.
got a fucking a sorbet they set on fire at every restaurant. It's happy
Every
birthday.
restaurant? Not every restaurant.
Even McDonald's will get you a fucking ice cream cone.
And they'll set it on fire.
If you want to.
Yeah.
With a crack pipe.
What's up, Sister Girl T? I'll see you tonight. Very excited.
I love that thin sliced Tate's pizza, man. That is good stuff.
It is very good pizza. Pizza. No, but that Tres Leches cake, I didn't think I would like it as much. To be
Seth,
honest.
what did Jason Whitlock do?
Dude, Jason
Oh,
Whitlock
Vigilance Martin?
But Jason
That's
Whitlock
nice.
has just been
No one
a
asked.
pain
Good
in the
shit.
media's ass for a long time. Like, he seemed like a very, very bitter guy.
Right.
A lot of people
It's
even
like
call him
the
like
perfect
racist and
amount
shit.
of
I don't know if he's involved with the Outkick
witness,
Network,
but
but
it's not soggy.
he was calling out Stephen A. Smith
Very
about his
impressive.
book and about these lies in it.
Well,
And
who is he?
He used to be a reporter, and now I don't know what he is. He's fallen so far, everybody hates him. Like seems like he's the most hated universal person in the sports industry.
So is he like a broadcaster?
You journalist, yeah.
Okay.
He used to write.
Did he have his own show?
He used to be on the sports reporters back in the day.
Right here, I'm gonna look at him right now.
You would remember. You know it.
Oh, I know who this guy. He's a hater, ain't
Yeah,
he?
big time.
Oh,
Stephen A. Smith said he had to talk to his pastor to see if this was okay for him to skewer him. It's really a big Zoinksville.
Oh, my chest is feeling so much better. I'm back, bitch.
Well, we have
Well,
any
it's Tres
priorities
Leches,
to-
right?
Okay,
So
what did
it's
Whitlock
three
say
milks,
initially to got him
a
all?
cake of 3 milks.
Whitlock was breaking down his college basketball career. Let me send it to you, Bubba.
Oh, yeah, he's breaking down his call, how he.
Well, you gave me the Stephen Smith reaction, but I need
Let me get you the.
I need the gimmick to the gimmick.
I got you.
Say
I
it.
got you. Hold on.
There's a new parody. They're going up to shortly about Barb.
Fuck yeah, Jay Gator. I'll see you tonight.
Seth, where are you pulling that one from? Because I'll send it to him as a messenger.
What's that?
Where you sending it
You
from?
look disappointed.
Where are you pulling it from?
He's just emailing it to me.
Did you
Oh yeah,
shit
just
at
Twitter.
all?
I'm just gonna shoot it from Twitter real quick.
Are you going to email it to me, Seth?
Yes, sir.
Did you go?
So I keep my email open. We got a minute 5. You think you can get it there?
I wasn't going to
Yes.
push the issue.
Yeah. That's probably for the best.
Oh well.
This guy tweets a lot, so I gotta go.
All right.
Are you pulling off his?
Yeah.
Okay. See if I can.
What are you trying to get?
Jason Whitlock.
Oh, and the Stephen A. stuff?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What?
Oh, I thought that was.
I still ain't got it.
It's coming, bub. I just sent it.
And in charge. I think this is a scam. pH water.
This is the shit right here.
It's not like 250.
Still ain't got it.
60. It's a good
I got AOL, though.
How many protein?
Got it.
Okay.
But
High fat?
Revolution. Boom. Your ears are in for some severe blunt force trauma. Bubba the Love Sponge. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today's podcast, which will be hosted by Anna and Lama, and Seth, and affectionately known as 2 Live Jew. And that's available wherever you get your podcasting. iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Play, Google Play. It doesn't matter. Just type in The Bubba Army Podcast or Bubba Army Podcast, and the latest episode will appear. Be a daily downloader if you want. We got 4 or 5 days a week of exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else. You can also go to BubbaArmyHQ.com and link through that as well. We like that. Thanks. 2 Live Jew. You guys like that show?
I mean, we've done it once, and it was. I had a great time. Like so much so where I was very surprised.
It actually got good reviews.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
2 Live Jew.
Well, that's why you gave it the green light, Bubba, without ever having listened to it.
Not 1 minute, even though you said you did.
Well, the council said it was the count. Are you done shotgunning me with negativity? Okay. The council told me that it was great, and I should continue to keep it on. Like it could potentially be a really good franchise too. 2 Live Jew. And Anna, you know what? You should like really try to do good, because it would, Seth too, because the more.
Do I ever try to do bad?
Yeah, every little negative insert that you trip me up with, that's bad.
Well, we joke all the time about how this is the entertainment business, and we lie all the time. So I just was kind of playing off that.
All right, whatever. Anyway, 2 Live Jew, hosted by her and Seth today on our podcasting world, and it's just another way for Anna to become important, and useful. And you too, Seth. You two should both, gravitate to wanting to do well on this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be relevant around here and be heard.
Well, Seth did walk in today, and I forget how the conversation went, but something was like, Babyface was like, "Are you okay with sitting on the couch?" And then I chimed in. I kind of answered for Seth. I'm like, Seth doesn't care as long as he's getting paid. I said, literally, you could put him in a corner in a chair, and if he was making his hourly wage, he would be happy. And then he's like, well, I wouldn't be happy with just sitting in a corner. I said, well, how about like if I laid down on the couch and took a nap? And then he got really excited about that, as if like I was going to let him do that. He was like, wow, you mean that? And I was like, no. But I mean, you don't care if you're sitting on the couch or you're sitting, where you don't care.
I mean, what is there? The couch is the most comfortable place in here. I don't know why it's a bad thing to be back here.
It's not. It's almost kind of pimp.
I love it.
You really don't got to do nothing but just sit there, be comfortable, and be on a love seat that's made for two, that you can all the room in the world. The couch the couch is comfortable.
I will say, if that love seat could talk, man, stories it would tell.
You're saying there's a lot of germs on it?
I'm saying there were a lot of germs on it. I don't know that they're still there.
Wait, now listen, don't get Brian.
I thought someone Lysoled this before the roast.
It is. It's
very clean.
That's what I said.
It's cleaned every week. It's cleaned every week with Lysol wipes.
Yes.
But don't get him all germaphobed up.
I mean, there's been
many a group who probably been over that couch at one time or another.
There's been some jet skiing on that couch.
Oh my goodness!
You don't
germs
know
die
that.
after a few hours, Seth. You're fine.
You don't know that. I don't think I've ever jet skied a girl on there.
Not you personally, but
and you don't know what firsthand knowledge do you know?
I'm just saying.
What? No. Let's be a lawyer, okay? You're a lawyer.
I assume that anything.
What firsthand knowledge do you have about a girl jet skiing on the couch that Seth is sitting on? What firsthand knowledge do you have?
Well, I'll go to Bubba Army headquarters, BubbaArmyHQ.com, and I will start scouring the videos for that love seat being defiled.
Well, you're not going to find it.
Yeah, because you don't know if that's the exact one.
Bubba Army HQ is audio only, you dildo.
Yeah.
I thought there was video up there.
Not yet, no.
Of some soon.
Yeah, soon. Hashtag soon.
Oh, my God.
I love how this guy's so good. I miss working with him.
I don't think you guys ever worked together, did you?
Yes, we worked a lot together.
Him and I worked a lot together. Yeah. I've ticked him off a few times, but
you have?
You know what's funny though? It was.
Are you still trying to get your Seth legs? You know, like when you go out on the sea, you have to get your sea legs. Are you still getting your Seth legs a little bit?
Well, this is a different dynamic because in here I guess the hated people now outnumber the liked people. If you're going to go with who catches...
Seth hated?
Seth is absolutely... He's the most controversial... He's the least most controversial person ever to be on this show.
Most controversial?
Yeah, he's not controversial at all. There's nothing controversial about him. But
he provokes...
Man, he provokes
polarization.
He gets people churned up. But you do too.
Yeah.
I mean, no, hold on. If Seth's number one at getting people churned up... Anna and you are a really, really, really close second. Like that whole...
Are we tied for second?
That
most
whole
hated?
trilogy.
I'm always second.
Hold on. That whole trilogy of Seth, Anna, Babyface, that's the trilogy of polarization here at the BRN. Lummy, am I not right? Like you see that you see...
Oh, yes.
I mean, they either love Seth or they hate him.
Yep.
They either love Anna or they hate her.
Correct.
Mostly hate or tolerate.
And they either love Brian or they hate him.
And that's weird because that's their basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
No, but hold on now. Think about it. Maybe those three should do a show.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Sports.
No, and it couldn't be sports.
I'm capable of talking about more than sports.
I understand, but you and Seth both really like sports.
Anna, here's where you don't understand. We
both like hot dudes. I mean, there's a lot of things we could talk about.
When guys get together, regular guys, like for instance, let's just say me, everybody here.
Right.
Everybody here
is kind of a sports guy.
Macho is a sports guy. He's probably the least sports guy.
Yeah, no, he does athletic stuff.
But no, he's very very sporty.
Yes, he's very sporty.
Trust me, he's very sporty. I just don't know if he knows as much about the NBA as say, Brian and Seth do.
No, I don't think he cares one bit.
Rhett knows a lot about sports.
Yes, he
Lummy
does.
knows a lot about sports.
Yes.
Brian knows a lot about sports.
Yes, he does. And then
the
Rhett.
Kush knows a lot about sports, and I know quite a bit about sports.
And Rhett.
I said Rhett.
Oh.
So, when we all get together, we would probably gravitate, if you weren't here, to really talking about sports a lot.
I think
because
regardless of whether I'm here or not, sports is discussed, so I get it.
We try to keep mindful. We try to keep sports. We try to quell it the best we can when you're here because Did you just flip somebody off?
No, I
pointed
to the
screen. I'm like, aren't we about to talk about sports?
We're actually, it's not really a sports related thing. It's two media personalities that are having a very vitriolic feud over Twitter and YouTube. And then if we happen to talk about Nick Saban, you're talking about literally the greatest college football.
I know
who
I put it in prep.
Right.
You're the odd person out, bitch. About to get mine.
So I'm just saying, those two, if we started breaking breaking down, the Lightning Kings game from the other night and how the Lightning came back to win that,
game.
which was
great
really.
This is where you
really
now segue
needed.
into talking about the game.
Then I could see you saying, "Well, this is sports dominant."
Elkhart Rob Lummy 50. Did you see that on the Cash
Just
app?
got it in.
Or am I just a tad ahead of you?
You were 3 seconds ahead of me.
In life.
Yes, and on the screen.
John Kostika. Oh, let me see here. That was
tonight.
John Kostika, $250.
Yeah, he's in town.
Oh man, save it for tonight. Put it in our pockets.
250. Listen, nobody gives Seth any cash at any event. Okay.
Hold on.
All cash goes to
Gifts?
Bubba.
150. Michael West. All this on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App.
What about
all
Visa gift
at
cards?
the Bubba Army? No, Seth,
Whoa!
please, Bubba Army,
Bubba.
please don't.
What?
What?
Adam Nielsen, $1,500.
Wow.
Said see you tonight.
50. He's almost qualified for next year.
Yeah, he said,
my
he said,
God.
see-
Now is he just Adam Nielsen, or has he got a special screen name?
No, it's just Adam Nielsen.
Adam
Holy
Nielsen.
And I think
Jesus.
technically that qualifies him because he,
That's why he threw it out there.
because he
Good
said
for-
Bart 2025.
It's good to see you and
Nice.
Nielsen finally getting along on something.
Oh. $1,500 for
Adam
Venmo.
Nielsen.
You know what? Can I tell you something? And I wasn't going to tell you this earlier, but you look like crap.
Me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mark West, $20 on the Venmo.
Like you look.
So glad you're here today, Brian.
You look as unhealthy as I've ever. First of all, you are as pale as I've ever seen you. I think hold on. Let me just run this.
It's the shirt.
It's
is
just the
watching me
t-shirt.
out. I would never wear this.
Let me run. Don't interrupt me.
Yes, sir.
You may rebuttal once it's time, but so like, and you can cut on me on you want. But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at our screen, our feed. You can visually watch us on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitch, and on Facebook, all at the Bubba Army. So it's a whole nother experience to listen to the show terrestrially, and then get terrestrial commercials, and then or when you watch us, it's a whole different feel because you get the hot mic and you hear us just saying some somewhat things we couldn't say on regular radio. And then there's a visual aspect of it as well. Like Anna looks good today. I mean, I know it's a little bit cold, and she might tear off the sweatshirt a little bit later, exposing the great deltoids.
yeah.
Literally started the show off saying that she looked bad.
No, I did not.
That she looked tired and that she had rolled around.
I know when she rolls, she looks
Got my
tired.
Let's Go Brandon shirt on.
But she looks cuter than she usually does.
Thank you.
Lummy's just Lummy.
That's only because she's sitting next to Quasimodo over here.
Lummy looks
Again,
Lummy
thank you for
looks
showing up
Lummy
today,
looks
Brian.
great.
Thank you.
Seth looks actually pretty good.
He's comfortable.
I mean,
He looks content.
his hair looks like a little bit better.
I'm going to get a haircut today.
He looks a lot better. He looks good.
I've stopped eating Reese's cups in the middle of the night.
And you look like
I'm gonna get cut.
literally somebody spray painted you white. The shirt is not form fitting at all. It's baggy and kind of haggard looking. Usually, you have something
a
that's
gift.
far more better fitting.
Does he seem bloated, Bubba?
He looks a little
He's a little
bloated
constipated.
and a little shiny on the face.
All right.
How are you feeling about your body and everything before you came in here today, Brian?
I feel no different now than I did when I came in. There's not a lot that he said that's completely false, but I'll take it. I look like crap today.
I did.
Are you a little heavy? Are you like everybody
He has to
knows?
poop.
Are you a little heavy on the scale right now? Everybody knows where.
I am the same weight I've been the last 3 months I've been in here, which is a little bit above my fighting weight. I do need to lose a few pounds,
Are you
but
10?
that's
Are
no
you 10?
different.
Are you 10 heavy right now?
No, I'm about 7.
Okay, which is closer to 10 than 5 is.
Well, I
Thanks.
didn't say 5, but yeah, I was being specific. but yeah.
Joshua Markinson on the PayPal. Thank you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. It's going to be. Lummy, I think Venmo, PayPal, Cash App is going to explode these next 3 days. Tomorrow night, especially on Bubba 199, it's going to be unbelievable.
I do need to cut back on the Dominoes, though. I've been eating a lot lately. So
Get
a salad. They have healthy options.
Being the partner of the woman that is at the end of the day's husband
owns all these Domino's, which at the end of the day means Regina really owns them,
Yeah,
too.
the heir to the Domino's throne.
Yeah. Does she ever, like, at Hunter Law, which is just the top floor of where the Domino's Tampa World headquarters is, do you guys ever get does Tom ever cater free for you guys ever?
About once a year, we get some Domino's up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did I tell you that that Saturday night's festivities will be catered by Domino's?
Sweet.
I knew that they would be, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you better say something nice about the pizza before you get a damn slice.
Right.
Yep. In fact, you're going to have
disrespectful
to compliment somebody before you get handed a plate. You have to compliment Domino's before you get handed a plate.
Well, I mean, do we have
the freshest ingredients?
I guess we have a pair.
Yes, we have a new parody.
I'm trying to get my damn cursor to.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Amateur.
It'll appear.
Jeez.
I can't find his cursor anymore.
Trying to get affiliates and you can't find your cursor.
Mm-hmm. Macho Man will be the first to tell you that maybe he's done something on the cursor.
He's the cursor caper?
Well, no, but I mean it's not as it's a little bit not as steady as it usually is. It's not my age or skill set. Son of a bitches! It was the fact that it was not very readily, like you couldn't find it.
It was not there.
You can change cursor settings, like how sensitive it is and how fast it moves.
Brian, it wasn't on the screen.
Oh,
so Bubba couldn't see. I couldn't see it on the screen either. So.
It was nowhere. It was nowhere to be found. The cursor was sleeping. It took me a while to wake it up. Mm-hmm. That being said, we do have a parody song for Barb. And it's written by whom?
John from Naples.
This is a John from Naples submission.
Oh, yes, Stein wants to fight him, right?
Yes, he does.
We have to make sure that doesn't happen.
I will talk to Stein.
Why?
Because
we don't need.
Let's take it out, Bubba. Let's take it outside the gate right here. It's not on our property, and let these two go at it. Stein will go viral. Naples songs will be a hit from here on out. We're gonna make 2 more stars here.
You might be right on that.
But do it in the city parking lot.
Hold on here. Now, does John from Naples know that Alex Stein wants to?
Oh yeah,
wants to drop
very
him.
much aware.
Yes.
Wants to drop him.
Yes.
All right.
I believe it's in the song.
Sorry for Dan's flesh-colored yoga pants.
And don't judge those that slut. Yeah, don't forget dress code slut, which would have probably, Brian, I know you're not making BARP, which might have been a hard sell for your wife. If you would have said, hey, honey, we're going to this year's BARP. I got to go. I'm part of the show. Big-time co-host. But
she doesn't care. Look at me. Who would possibly want to get with this?
I will tell you this.
Right over here, big boy.
I will tell you this. I did get your Christmas card this year, and I was like, wow. Because we don't really get a lot of pictures, or people don't. I mean, you leave your family is a very private thing, whereas like who I date.
Well, yeah, he held him captive, during COVID. I mean, it's got to stay private.
He's far more. I'm very more transparent on my family. It's my show. Brian keeps his family very much, out of the limelight and not part of the program. So So I'm not really very familiar with his wife at all.
I want to be able to sue you in case you call my wife a whore.
No. Which, by the way, did you know the 10-year anniversary for that was this past March? So, like March 18th, I could have got on the air and called MJ's wife a whore and not gotten in trouble. Remember, there was a 10-year window.
Yeah.
And I remember texting Jay the day after, and I said, Jay, do you know what today is? Jay's like, And I go, today's the first day after the 10-year window that I couldn't call MJ wife's a whore. And he goes, please please don't get on the air and tell people that.
You pre-ordered a 2023 planner in 2013 so you could circle the day and keep it written in there.
Uh-huh.
His lovely wife, Michelle, that he would always put on the radio.
Yeah.
But was not a public figure.
But here's the deal.
Always put her on
but here's
the
the deal, man. When you're a guy and you put your wife or girlfriend on the air every day, it's a couple different things. One, you're a beta bitch. And she's running the show. 2, it's supposed to be your show, but refer back to the original beta bitch. And then the other thing is
prep, Willie.
How much no prep? And the other thing is like how much of that is a very, very much one of the reasons why she might be with you is because she thinks that she's some kind of radio star. Because you literally if you put your wife on once a month, or maybe to call in for about some kind of kid situation from your kids, or something like that. That's understandable. Not every day.
But
we gotta call my lovely wife Michelle every day. Michelle, right now, what streets are you on? Taking the 2 kids to school right now with Scooby, the Jack Russell in the back, and the BMW 7 Series.
You're a P1, man.
Michelle, where are you? I'm at Waters and Del Mabry. Our kids only go to a very private school, very expensive.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah. Yeah, then I have to drop them off and go work for Mark Ober. And we're going to just lay it in the woods to get the guy you can't beat on your own. We're going to get him trumped up on some charges. That's right. That's my wife, Michelle. She's the best ever. She's taking the kids to school. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Michelle. Zoinksville, thank God you've answered.
I mean, he was on top of the...
Well, he never beat me.
Strauss TV, $10 super chat.
But he was rolling hard for a while, Bubba.
From the hog trial he never beat me. From 2002, I think 90. I started 98 Rock in 96. He started the 93.3 and 94. And it took us a couple years because, they had a huge franchise. MJ and BJ, before I did mornings in Tampa, when I was on their same frequency doing nights, they had a huge share. And they were freaked out when they were going to. And it started out slow at first with me at 98 Rock. The hardcore rockers thought I was some white guy that played rap music. Like it was a big, you had to cleanse the entire 98 Rock base, although they're like in 14th place, Seabass and Marla. Seabass and Marla, Oregon only get you so far.
What about Lana?
Yeah, well, Lana was part of the iHeart days or Clear Channel days, and she was great.
Liquid Lunch, baby.
Lana was. I wanted to really, really have sex with her.
You didn't do anything with her?
I never did anything with Lana.
She hotter than Meredith?
She was was then what Meredith is now.
Dang.
I would say this about her. She had a sexuality about her that exuded far beyond her looks. There was something about her.
She's like a sensual creature.
That and she's not only did she sound really sexy, but she was hot. Like, she was hot.
Bubba, I always remember when I'd listen to you on 98 Rock that you would always take your show till like 11 o'clock, and she would come in and just be like, all right, take your time. I'll come on whenever you guys finish up.
Yeah, a lot of times that's where a lot of the radio, the midday people started hating me because, I would just go to 11 because I can. And they'd be sitting there and they'd prepped, a 4-hour show, and they're just watching their show, and their show real estate just dwindle as I'm literally talking about, the stupidest stuff ever. probably some kind of sprint car situation at East Bay Action Track.
Or what happened with Hogan in wrestling.
Yeah, and here it is, 11:15. I sometimes, Seth, I went to almost noon.
I know.
And they would just be sitting there behind, waiting for me to waddle my fat ass out of the studio.
I mean, you were pretty much pulling it out and putting on everybody's heads every single day when you decided to stay on the air past your allotted time.
Yeah. So anyway, but MJ, what a hack. What an absolute hack. And from 2000, it took me like 2 or 3 years to finally overtake them because they had a big share. But once I overtook them in like 2000, 2001, I had, 10, 15-year run, Lummy.
Yes.
I was number one at 98 Rock. And I was there from 90. So I had, being number one, I probably had a 4-year run at number one there. And then at Cox, I had probably, the first book I was number one, and that would have been 08. So 4 plus, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. So 7 years there. Add 4 to that. That's 11. So, I had like 11 years worth 11 years worth of being number one, Seth, over MJ. And so,
Yeah, but not Schnitt.
I wasn't in the afternoon on some AM station. That's where I'm at now.
Well, he owned you there. And that's why he's a legend.
How does he own me an afternoon drive on a conservative talk heard on AM 970 when I'm not even on the air? How is he owning me?
Because he was so talented, Bubba, that he could do MJ, top 40, slide over, change characters into Schnitt while you were at home taking Tylenol PMs, having Kira, Jade, or whatever the Asian porn star lady is, do jet skiing Olympics with you.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think most men would take? Leaving your family and having to drive back to the studios and do a conservative-based talk show, or be out on Jimmy Clevis's boat with whores jet skiing?
Dan would take leaving the family.
Getting oral. Like,
it's getting oral in there.
Having 2 girls come, do 2 a days. Back when I was single, I'd have a chick meet me at noon, and then another one come in at 5. And then blam, in bed by 7.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I was doing 2. back in the day. We got,
what do those women think about themselves now and the decisions they made?
Who cares?
Exactly.
What do those women think about themselves now and the decisions they made?
Who cares?
Exactly.
What do those women think about themselves now and the decisions they made?
Who cares?
Exactly.
What do those women think about themselves now and the decisions?
It happens once a show.
Yeah.
I think it actually is kind of cool.
It is.
It is.
Too.
As much of a engineering a faux poo, it potentially may be. Fupa.
Fupa?
How are you supposed to say it?
Fupa is right. Faux poo.
Oh, wow. Breaking sports news.
Bill Belichick?
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, guess who's coming in then?
Nick Saban going to the Patriots.
Nope, Verbal's going.
You guys better be careful. We're talking way too much sports for Anna.
Yeah.
She's still laughing on the faux poo gimmick.
Yeah,
That made me laugh
she made
so
a
hard.
faux poo.
Lummy, supposedly I heard.
Wait, let's get back to my hot wife. You want to give her a call?
No, I do
Should
not.
be driving my daughter to
No,
school.
I do
and then
not,
We can get
but
some
I-
traffic updates.
No, I'm not. I don't. But
man.
you know what? I really would like to call your wife live on the air. You think she'd go on the air
Yeah, I'll text her.
and just, what's it like?
Being married to Brian.
Being married to you. And
Yeah,
just,
my daughter's going to be in the car for the first half of the drive, so maybe we call her on the second half so she can open up a little bit.
yeah.
Because I don't want her besmirching my good name in front of my daughter, who still thinks I'm amazing, until she gets a little older and realizes I'm a joke.
Seth will tell you how that goes. He's got that happening right now.
Well, that's why I let her say party words,
Yeah, Seth now has to let the kid say the F word. And in order for the kid to think that her dad's cool, she has to be able to drop the F bomb at the age of 6.
I don't think I could go for that.
So she's letting
Neither can Phoebe.
She's letting F bombs slide, and she's saying, "Dad, those are our party words." That's the only thing that Seth's got left that she likes.
You call
is
them party words?
She does, yeah. So when she's good at school, I go, "Hey, if you're good at school, I'll teach you a party word." So yesterday she came running in. She goes, "All right, Daddy, tell me a party word." And I go, "All right, bitch." And she goes, ooh, I like that. And then she goes, I got one for you. And I go, yeah. She goes, stupid. I was like, perfect.
Stupid bitch. Boy, you are just absolutely an unbelievable parent. I mean, I'm sure everybody associated with you are proud of your parenting.
Wow.
Right?
I feel sarcasm there, but
the answer to that is, where's your son?
Oh, hey.
He's calling shenanigans on the D. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Okay, perfect. Walker's party was
Thank you.
crocodile.
What's that?
See you in a little bit.
What happened at Walker's party?
No, Walker's party was crocodile.
Oh.
If you want to get him going, you just say, "What's your favorite? What's your favorite word?" He goes, "Crocodile."
You think Bill Belichick's still going to coach?
I think he will.
Where?
Alabama.
Steven goes to the Pats and he goes to Alabama.
In my opinion, I think he either goes to the Chargers or he goes to Vegas, but I think he goes to the Chargers. Because Vegas will give him that control that he knows.
What I'm eating. Did they officially?
Hey, what I'm eating. He's gone, yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm eating.
And then verbal, hey,
That's him too.
like I was saying, the Titans are dumbasses. They could have traded him probably to the Patriots. Now verbal is just going to go sign with the Patriots.
Yeah, he'll sign with them, and he'll bring on he'll bring on some of the former players.
Yeah, Jared Mayo.
Yeah.
Defense coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of Bill O'Brien and stuff like that. I think.
I mean, I don't know. I can see Belichick going to the Raiders because they're desperate. He probably still wants to have it.
I also can't see Belichick living in Vegas though. But I also don't know enough about him.
I can see him living in L.A. though.
You think?
I think his ego is going to require him to coach somewhere else because he can't. Because then everybody's going to say it was all Brady, and he can't deal with that. His ego won't be able to deal with that.
Babyface, I was saying they go to Vegas because of team control because they're desperate.
They fired
Chargers in L.A.
Reich at Carolina. They said they were clearing the way for Belichick then.
Well, I wouldn't go to Carolina. They have no quarterback.
I wouldn't go to Carolina.
They have no quarterback. They also have no wide receivers and
no first round pick.
no defense and no first round pick.
Yeah, but what everybody fails to realize, Belichick drafted all that junk that he's got up there now.
He did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
he don't care. That's what he.
Yeah, well, he's not going to go somewhere else and fail again. And again, his legacy is he was only good because of Brady. But he's got to go somewhere where he can succeed.
That's what I'm saying. The Chargers.
I actually think Tennessee is not a total bad spot for him.
We don't got Travis Henry.
Because Derrick Henry, but they've got.
Maybe gone though.
He's definitely gone. No, he said he won't have Travis Henry. Derrick Henry.
Well, hold on. You can't see the Chargers with Herbert. Their wide receiver crew, Mike Williams.
No, he could go there, and if he improved their defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's probably a better fit for him.
You can leave the offense off for that. You can do
Khalil Mack,
he just focus on the defense.
Those are brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough to shut you down.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't. They didn't do it, but. Yeah, no.
Same team. They're the same team every year. Belichick. I mean,
the Chargers have been the same team every year, going back to pre Rivers.
Yeah. I don't know what Belichick wants to do. I mean, it's the spots are just interesting. So maybe somebody's going to blow up their coach today because the Belichick's available. I don't know. You know.
Well, there's already.
Yeah, that was I thought. Yeah,
Redskins. Redskins.
That could be a possibility if you didn't want to move all the way to the
West Coast. You want to stay in a nasty northeastern shit climate.
I mean, then they have a few good players, like more so than Carolina.
Well, and the word on the street is they're bringing Chase Young back.
Really?
Yeah. They want him back, and they're going to pay him. They just used it to get draft picks. And
Where would you want to go?
Who's Chase Young?
Chase Young, one of the best young edge rushers in football.
Would you want to go to the
LA, traded all 3 or 4 pretty good.
Carolina or Washington?
Again, if he doesn't want to uproot and go deal with the West Coast bullshit, he would Washington.
Washington's got the second pick in the draft.
Yeah, he gets to draft his quarterback.
No, the Bears want the second pick in the draft.
Well, that's fine.
Trade it down.
No, I'm
Bears
good with
trade
that.
down with the Commanders and load up on all the draft picks.
Yeah, but the Commanders don't need to trade down if they're number 2, unless
they want Caleb Williams. They do want.
They don't want Caleb Williams.
They've already. There's been
He's from there.
Yeah, they'd be smart not to take.
Who they want?
They really should take. I wouldn't say Bo Nix, but I think Drake May is going to be the best of the group.
How about the kid from Washington?
Michael Penix. We saw what a little bit of a good defense will do to Michael Penix Jr.
Jane Daniels too.
Yeah.
So Heisman.
Justin Fields too.
Washington, they want to splash on their quarterback.
Yeah,
with the new owners.
They have to.
I know they have to, but
why they want
Caleb Williams ain't it.
He's from that area. Yeah,
I know, but he ain't the one. Like, you draft the best quarterback, the guy that's going to be the best. Well, you should. And they've never drafted well a quarterback.
Exactly, but that's their whole
Joe
thing.
Theismann, I think, was their last
RG3 was going to be good till that injury.
Yeah.
He was,
Until Shanahan ruined his career.
Yeah.
Like he does everybody's career.
Yeah, pretty
He's the
much.
worst fucking coach.
No, RG3 is just the most angry person there is.
RG3, he doesn't seem too angry.
He's angry. He's just trying. Look, these guys are trying to stay relevant, man. You can't judge somebody by the stupid shit they say online.
What? Relevant. He literally works.
Or with our buddy Fox.
He literally is relevant. He works at the ESPN. He's on every single thing.
And he has to keep himself relevant. The same way Pat McAfee has to keep himself relevant. The same way Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock have to keep themselves relevant.
McAfee seemed happy that Rodgers was gone.
Yeah, Pat McAfee doesn't. He's trying to stay relevant.
We got a lot to do. Let's go.
To all the FTEs out there, he salutes you. He salutes you.
Loving it.
And hopes you don't get herpes from a lot lizard.
Something's wrong with me.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You know, whatever. They body paint you. Chicks feel less naked when they're body painted. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have a body painting option next year.
Awesome.
Girls can come and get here a little bit early and get their body painted. Maybe that'll bring out some more jugs, right?
How about the single guys start making their +1 an escort, and so we can really have some fun at these things.
That's a good idea.
I gotta tell you
just
that
saying.
these bar parties have been usually pretty fun filled.
Yeah,
so,
but let's up it. We got to up it.
This year we have. Now let me. Somebody was saying that Iggy said he's not coming.
Well, that is the rumor. He said it yesterday on our show, and then also has been in chat saying it. So there's not a. We don't really know. We don't know.
Is there something there's something that set him off?
I don't know. Maybe just the amount of people.
I think he just likes getting people worked up.
He doesn't want to look small next to Mach.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Or what's it, Adam?
Adam from Fenderworks.
Yeah.
With his hot wife. There's going to be a lot of hot wives that are not as provocative as Maria Guatemala, but there'll be a stunning, or there'll be a large amount of stunning women.
Romina Diaco.
Romina Diaco supposedly is going to be here. Who hates me?
Allie, Nikki Peel's wife.
Yeah. But your wife doesn't hate me, does she, Brian?
No.
Yeah, like Romina hates me.
Yeah, mine doesn't have any reason to.
No. Does she? Does she like listening to the show when you're on it?
I think a little bit. I think she listens to some of it. I mean, obviously, when the daughter's in the car, she's not, and she's hybrid, so she works from home and the office, so she doesn't go in a lot. But typically, she's not going in on Thursdays. But I think she may be going into the office today.
Well, anyway, I appreciate her being cool, and I got you guys' Christmas card this year, and I was like, wow, Brian's wife is way hotter
than him? Or than expected?
Both.
Oh.
More hit the first one.
Do I look less like crap now, Bubba? Do I look more presentable?
You know what? You look on brand, bud.
There we go.
You look great.
Problem solved.
The other one, you look like you were, a college kid that's late for class and just threw on just whatever shirt was laying on the ground. and, hasn't seen the sun for 3 years. Now you look like a buttoned up,
I still haven't seen the sun for 3 years, but
yeah. Like, do you go out of your way not to get any sunlight?
I think he just has light skin.
I mean, yeah,
I don't like, I don't ever see you with any type of complexion other than just transparently white.
Translucent.
Right. I mean, like, you can see Anna, and sometimes she's got a little bit of a tan because she was outside.
I'm from the Middle East.
A lot of times you'll see Lummy, and he's all sunburned because he's worked outside and shoveled 55 gallons of, whatever.
The dirt.
You tan well. Your skin tans well, Bubba.
Yeah, when I'm on the track,
Yeah, you definitely tan well.
Like, yeah. And then, Seth, I think do you try to get sun, or are you a white guy, too?
Yeah, I'm pretty white.
You're like Brian. You don't see the sun much, do you?
I don't think there's much to see. I can see it from out the window and say hi to it, but I don't like to spend a lot of time in it. I think it's bad for you.
Right.
I mean, there's too much of anything's a bad thing. But my problem is I tan, but it doesn't retain. Like I go from like tan to white in a day. And so there's just, I just.
Well, we're not lubing you up with the right Panama Jack tanning oil, buddy.
The melanin is just not kicking in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Anna, so listen, arguably, I'm saying, admittedly, we are going to be very heavy sports in the next probably 2 segments. We got the Jason Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith stuff to talk about.
Cool.
We got the Nick Saban. I
knew that was a big deal.
Officially, one of probably the most
Deion Sanders said GOAT. So,
well,
no, the GOAT is coaches.
He is the greatest college football coach of all time.
Yeah, he is absolutely.
It's not even up for debate.
And what I was trying to say is, Nick Saban retiring is as important of collegiate football news as I can remember. Like, this is the biggest thing to happen. There's this guy gets fired, that guy gets fired. This team wins a national championship. This Texas A&M gives $110 million to Jimbo
This quarterback
Fisher.
raped somebody.
I would say it's the second biggest to Joe Pa Penn State scandal retirement. Second to that. And that was the national story.
That wasn't just sports story. That was head news on Nora O'Donnell or Walter Cronkite at the time. So this, so we're going to get into that. Nick Saban, the greatest there's not. Probably the closest second might be a guy that was at Alabama years ago. Might have been Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
That might be the second, but that's a distant second. I mean, Nick Saban coming in and winning 8 national championships and being in how many times did he finish second? 4?
Yeah, about that.
I mean,
Is this the Roll Tide school?
Yes.
Okay.
He won 7, and the thing that makes him the GOAT.
Was it 8 or 7?
He won 7.
He won 7. How many were they part of?
They made 8 college football playoffs, but he was a coach during the BCS era as well.
Right.
So but the thing that makes him the best is he did it at 2 schools. He did it at LSU and he did it at Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And that's what separates him is it wasn't just he inherited a great system and they had a good program set up.
Now
and
listen,
he just carried it.
if you're a true sports fan like all of us are, except you, Anna, you would say that, the only black mark or the only not so attractive mark on Nick Saban, didn't he go try to coach the Dolphins?
Sure did. Quit halfway through.
But he wasn't an abject failure. He had a 9-7 season his first year, and he was 6-10 the second. And he took off for the Bama job because he realized it wasn't for him. So that's good coaching as well.
No, you're right. I'm saying the only thing that people again he retired, he quit, he walked away from NFL football, didn't get fired. And he walked away above 500, and that in itself is and it's a league, and it took Nick Saban a little bit of time to figure out, hey, I can't coach grown men and resonate and win like I can guys that are relying upon their scholarship that they're getting, their free education, and they want to be here. They're not getting paid to be here. They genuinely want to be here. And so there's two different skill sets as a coach. You cannot teach like what was that guy Siobhan? What was that guy from the Bucks? It was crappy Schiavano or
no? You're talking about the Rutgers coach now, Greg Schiano.
Greg Schiano came down here in Tampa thinking that he could teach, that he could treat millionaire guys that are, in the NFL that, at that point, Lummy, most everybody's a millionaire.
Oh, of course.
And you're trying to make them do grass drills and up and downs like the Rutgers team that you just came for.
Yeah, his slogan was toes on the line.
And I just remember seeing an article with Dion, my good friend, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 months ago when remember Lummy at one time when they were 4-0, they were the hottest thing going, and they're like, man, Dion, would you take the Dallas Cowboys job? And Dion said, no, I'll never coach in the NFL because you cannot coach millionaires that are entitled more. You can't coach them up the same way that you coach a kid that's on a scholarship that wants to be there. Although the NIL is quickly making that a joke as well. I think the NIL is going to destroy college football.
It's why Nick Saban's retiring at this point is my best guess.
Yes.
He's not going to deal with it, with
bought
the
and paid
BS.
for people.
He was against it a couple years ago when Jimbo was kind of starting that whole NIL deal.
Yeah, well, Texas A&M are the head of it. They got more oil money.
Yeah.
I heard that if you're a 5-star or 4-star recruit and you commit to Texas A&M and you're a redshirt freshman and not even a guy that is going to start, but if you just commit to them, that it's like a $50,000 signing bonus just to commit. Like that there's only 4, 5, or 6 organizations in college football that can even compete with that.
But how do you think Dion's getting all his players?
Through who he is.
And they got a ton of money over there.
No.
They don't have as much as the Aggies.
Dion says, we don't play for players. Now, I can get you an NIL deal once you get up on this team, and I can get you some exposure and stuff. I can get you an NIL deal, but we don't have the backing or the alumni to be writing checks before you get here. Like, that's been Dion said it all along. I'll get you NIL once you get here. But I can't write you a show-up fee like, I don't know, does Texas A&M have a head coach? Did they announce it?
I don't think they've announced it yet.
Yeah. But Texas A&M literally is like, hey, 5-star recruit from IMG, you may not play till you're a junior.
Mike Elko.
But if you just commit to Texas A&M, we'll give you $50,000.
They got the Duke head coach. Who was the D coordinator for them?
Didn't the Manning kid, Lummy, he's never played a meaningful snap in college football yet, and he just got a $3.5 million guaranteed NIL to switch schools?
Wait, Arch Manning's leaving Texas?
No, he's at Texas.
No, but didn't he get X amount of dollars to go to Texas?
Yeah, $3.2 million.
And not to come, and he hasn't started yet, has he?
No.
He got $3.5 million to transfer from where to where?
No, he committed to Texas.
$3.2 million to go to Texas.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He committed to Texas.
So he got $3.2 million to commit to Texas, and he is yet to be he's not the starting quarterback.
No, he's not.
No, maybe he'll be the starting quarterback next year.
He's making 3.5 times more than Brock Purdy.
Can't see that is messed up.
But Brock Purdy's going to get paid.
That's the new system. Brock Purdy's going to get paid unless he has an RG3 happen to him before his contract's up.
Listen, Anna, you can see where we're going with this. What I wanted to offer you is if you wanted to step out of the studio and go do other things, or you had some other things to do. You could because this is going to be complete sports, and you have no idea what we're talking about. Like, for instance, nobody tell her who's Brock Purdy. Who's Brock Purdy?
Abity.
You want me to guess if he's like a?
Who is Brock? When we say,
don't look at chat.
I'm not.
Don't
tweet like I collapse it.
When we say, who's Brock Purdy?
The football guy.
Partially right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you.
So
nailed it, bitch. I know sports.
Who is Arch Manning?
Isn't that the Manning father? Daddy Manning?
Technically, she's right.
Right?
Well,
Peyton and Eli, bitch.
Hold on. Who's her grandpa?
Archie.
Who's her grandpa?
Who's my grandpa?
No, who's
Simple Leonard.
Who's Arch Manning's grandpa?
What the?
He's a very famous football player.
Kind of already answered it.
Yeah, I mean, the question.
Arch is Arch the First.
You should ask her what team Brock Purdy pays for.
Now I just find stuff I don't know because I'm actually pretty good at this game.
Well,
What's the next one?
But I said Brock Purdy.
Golden Archies.
I was going to say,
Shut the hell up.
what football team does Brock Purdy play for?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Very, very popular team.
Very popular team.
Phone a friend or
team you should probably know
Yeah.
based on where you grew up at.
The number one team in the NFC.
Chargers.
Did you see me throw the lure out there for her to take a bite on it?
Yeah.
You said where I grew up, and Israel doesn't have a team, so.
Brian, her eyes rolled in the back of her head when I said based on where you lived. She just knew.
You said where I grew up.
I know, and then you said Chargers.
Yeah, I grew up with the Chargers.
Yeah. Well, this team's also in that same state, so one should be familiar with all
the
teams
Oakland
in your
Raiders.
state.
The Oakland Raiders. No, they're not there anymore.
And neither
The
of
Rams. The Rams. I mean, how many more teams are? Oh, the Niners.
Yeah.
See, I got it.
She got it.
See, I got it after you missed after it was the
At least
only
I know what teams are in the. Well, I
No,
do
you
know
really
Oakland.
don't. No, you
Yeah,
really don't.
Sorry.
I just love how when
No, you
Bubba
really
offers
don't.
you to leave the studio, it gets you so squirreled
Hold on,
out.
let me ask you a question. Where do the Chargers play nowadays?
L.A.
Okay. Did the Oakland Raiders? They
moved to Las Vegas. I forgot. Right?
Where'd Brock Purdy go to college?
Who cares? Is the answer to that question.
Their mascot's the Cyclones.
So I'm just saying, if you want to,
Iowa State.
Either you kind of step up and throw some stuff in there.
Dude,
for
I'm looking up the where Roll Tide comes from. I just still don't understand what that means.
Well, see,
I've been doing that for the last 5 minutes.
You're getting lost in what nobody cares about that. That's not part. Nick Saban leaving Alabama and what the Roll Tide means just goes to show you how much you don't know about sports because it does not
Correct.
matter.
I'm trying to learn.
Right. What you should be doing is digging into Nick Saban's wiki right now.
I looked up his wife. I saw pictures of when they got married. Terry.
You didn't bring any of that up. You should have
You
worked some of that
guys are
in.
talking about stats. I don't want to be like, oh, his wife's cool.
Well,
She's
it's more than you participated.
got married in 1971.
It's more than you contributed prior.
And technically,
so if you're not going to contribute, then leave. Just leave during
He's
sports.
from West Virginia.
The Roll Tide is technically from their nickname, which is a Crimson Tide, and it's a rallying cry.
Yeah. Well, what does a Crimson Tide mean? They have an elephant. I'm very confused.
Yes. Why were you dumb enough to even answer her question?
She said she took 5 minutes, and it took
but
me
I don't
3.5
understand. Their
seconds.
mascot's an elephant.
5 minutes of her time, not 5 minutes of your prep time, you idiot. You
He's
should
72.
Don't bite on her bad, on her bad suggestions. We don't care what Roll
I didn't make a
Tide means.
suggestion. I was just saying what I was researching.
So it comes Crimson Tide is because there's a lot of iron in the soil in Alabama, and when they were playing the game, the players' white jerseys got really red, and the newspaper reporter described them as coming at Auburn in a Crimson Tide.
Oh, okay. See, that helps.
Now, where does the elephant come into fact?
I thought that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they just had to pick a mascot.
They're indigenous to the region.
Can we break down the Patriots next since Bill Belichick's gone?
Yeah.
And where that whole Patriot came from?
Yeah, we should probably do that next week. Considering we haven't even scratched the Jason Whitlock / Stephen A. Smith deal. We got to do that.
And what about the Pete Carroll deal?
We got to get into Pete Carroll getting fired. We got to get again. Now this is all sports, and we're not a sports show, but it's some of the hottest news going right now.
I understand. That's why I included it in prep, knowing that you'd want to talk about it.
All right. Well, we're going to continue to talk about it next.
Okay, Roll Tide,
including Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Great. I love him.
Talking about that. And I got a little message for Pat. I have a message for Pat McAfee, and we ought to make it a little short, a little video short, and so that we can get it to him.
Yes.
And say Bubba has a message for Pat McAfee.
So the elephant comes from how big their offensive line was in 1930, and another reporter wrote that hold your horses, the elephants are coming, because he heard like a stampede, a rumble.
And what was their marketing director? Just a newspaper mark? And
They
would
pretty
just
much got
take
everything
lines
from the newspaper.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. That's not actually true. The king of Siam
Well,
in
this is from
1853.
Alabama's website.
Can I answer?
Mitch Dixon, $100, Lummy. That's what you need to answer. Okay. Mitch Dixon, 100 on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Barn. What were you going to say, Lovey?
The king of Siam in 1853 gifted an elephant to the state of Alabama, which became the state mammal and state mascot.
There you go.
Siam later became Thailand?
I have no idea about that, but all I know is they gave an elephant to the state of Alabama in 1853.
It's probably one that you got caught in their backyard, and they kind of like how France gave us the Statue of Liberty.
It's Thailand.
Yeah. France gives a big statue that is, very, very much impressive, and we get what from Thailand?
An
elephant.
Well, I went to the state of Alabama.
Right.
It's a state mammal.
Now, is it still alive? What's this?
From 1853? Oh God!
6 million years.
What I'm just saying is, okay, when Thailand gave the state of Alabama an elephant, a couple questions. Why was Thailand indebted to Alabama of all people? Did Alabama help them pull a fast one? Why were they indebted to gift the state of Alabama? And then once Alabama got this elephant, what did they do with it?
It was a recruiting agreement.
Did they in the state for the time that this elephant was alive, they kept it at the state capitol in this big ass cage in the back?
They had it at a zoo, at the Alabama Zoo.
At the Alabama Zoo.
Yes.
Okay.
And it went around in the fairs all around to different colleges.
Which is cruelty to animals.
It is.
And I don't think animals want to. I don't even think elephants want to be at the zoo. I think elephants want to have way more real estate than what they give you at the zoo.
Probably, yeah.
Most definitely.
They want to be able to roam hundreds of miles in the open Serengeti. They don't want to be like in having some kids with cotton candy lean over a railing looking at them.
But it is also nice not getting sniped and having some guy hack off your tusks.
You're probably right.
Don't chalk up their behavior to being crazy rednecks.
Yeah, think about that.
They're just totally insane. Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, those headphones a little janky.
Yeah.
Okay. They keep turning on and off, and I just took them off. So.
Let's go see if we got a better pair. Those might be just a little low.
I just remember Siam is the Siamese
So I
twins,
have to keep dialing that thing in though.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. That's what I've been doing the whole time. Yeah.
Today's a spicy show. I almost made a joke about currying favor, but I decided against it.
Somebody's like, elephants are pretty smart. I'm like, they're fucking funerals for their dead. They're probably every bit as intelligent as us, except the whole, we kill them thing.
Not even close.
No, but they're socially intelligent. They're very intelligent creatures.
Like nothing comes close to it.
I know. I'm talking about a lummy though. They're close. They're close.
No. Yeah, unfortunately not.
Whales are pretty smart too.
They're smarter in other ways though.
I heard elephants are some of the most smartest animals.
They are. They're smart mammals. But
Octopus,
nothing.
elephant, pigs. Those are three of the smartest.
Octopuses are smart?
Yes.
They're super fucking smart. They can solve puzzles.
They're pretty smart.
For real?
They're not from this earth though. So they're definitely fucking alien creature that landed somehow.
You got a great fucking crew, Bubba.
Encephalopods?
Who's that?
My headphones were fucking jacked up. Walked to the back. Macho already had a new pair for me.
Encephalopods?
There's no way that octopus.
Hell yeah.
Is it cephalopod? I think it's a cephalopod. Encephalopod. Fuck. Oh, that's right. Cephalopod, excuse me.
Cephalopod.
That includes octopus, squid, cuttlefish. I think that's it. Have you seen cuttlefish?
Yeah.
They're fucking weird, but kind of cute.
Yeah.
Are octopuses mean?
They're predatory, but
I mean, they'll protect themselves. I don't know that mean is a tough word to use with describing an animal.
Bullshit. Some fucking animals are mean.
I think only 1 out of 10,000 octopus eggs make it to adulthood.
Wow.
I watched this whole thing on cephalopods. Oh, a nautilus. I don't know what that is.
A soft body 8-limbed mollusk.
Ew! Wait, an octopus or a nautilus?
No, an octopus is a soft-bodied 8-limbed mollusk.
Look at this guy. Like a shrimp.
They have beaks. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're so fucking weird. They have beaks. They have 8 arms and legs.
No, and also the way that they're like the way they're able to camouflage.
Right.
Like I looked into it. It's not their skin, but something with the way that the ability of like them able to like sense the colors around them and then to just.
It's insane. It is insane. Like they touch things to get a sense of it. I mean, they're just amazing.
Yeah, they really are.
I won't eat calamari anymore because of it.
Those are squids.
I know. But I gotta imagine squid are almost as smart as octopi, right?
I don't think so.
Octopuses.
Octopussies. Have I seen cuttlefish? Oh.
The only way I even became aware of cuttlefish is because of South Park.
Really?
They had, like, in the late 90s, they had oh, cuttlefish! They did a human centipede episode.
Oh, Jesus. It's not a cuttlefish.
The head of the human centipede was an Asian guy, and they're giving him choices between 2 foods to eat. Because it's gonna go
Somebody hit me.
He's picking the weirdest.
He's picking. Oh no! What do I pick? I picked the cuttlefish, and the guy's behind him like.
Oh, will it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I just someone hit me in the middle of the
It's so stupid. But
That's a black card.
That's pretty funny.
yeah, it's one of the stupidest, funniest episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's the way the Asian, they're doing, trade. I mean, Matt does the Asian voice.
Yeah.
It's
Probably
pretty
have a video
hilarious.
on it or something. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, because someone just hit me. I was just like, hey, what am I gonna do? It's just.
Bro, I got a big super chat on the way back.
I mean, bring it, baby, bring it.
South
Bring it,
Park
baby.
instead of the cuttlefish.
Evan Campbell 20, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could take that off and just take a small hand.
Kevin.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't look great, but
Yeah, better than it is now. Yeah.
That's
That's interesting.
You guys go over there too. 843 operator. Organic Jeans, good morning.
What are you guys over there doing?
Brian's showing on South Park.
Well, we're 37 seconds before air, and this fuck's creating this much
It's distracting, Bubba.
It's very distracting. I'm 30 seconds before the snap of the ball. Play's coming in right now, and my wide receiver's over there with his fucking Fitbit watch showing fucking other wide receivers some fucking shit. Pay attention to the play. Play's getting ready. Snaps in 10 seconds, bitch.
And there's no slowing down, Bubba.
Get to a safe place. Safe place.
The prison work release program gone horribly wrong.
You may want to duck.
This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba the Love Sponge.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp. BetterHelp. A lot of times we elaborate on what we want to do and what we think we can do, but we don't really pay much attention as to things that we're nailing or doing well. And around New Year's Eve or the New Year's Day or the New Year, I should say, we get obsessed with how to change ourselves instead of expanding on what we're doing right. Well, if you want to start online therapy, BetterHelp is your option. I'll tell you that. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress that you've already made, my friend. Visit BetterHelp.com
/BTLS.
You're going to get 10% off your first month. That /BTLS is very important. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com
/BTLS.
Thank you, Lummy. Brian, you're lucky I didn't check down at Bubba Jordan Love. Didn't check down and just go ahead and do a little check down jet sweep to Seth Kushner because my 2 wide receivers are over there looking at their Fitbit watches while we're in the huddle calling the plays. Literally 10 seconds before snap, and you got your phone out in a very distracting way, playing old South Park episodes for Anna to look at. That's distracting.
I bet you wish you had better help.
Will Davis, $499 on Super Chat.
I'm bringing the money. I'm bringing the money.
And the heat.
Message says get rid of Bubba. I'm sorry, Babyface.
Oh.
It's Babyface.
Oh, is that a Freudian slip?
No,
that's a faux poo.
Oh my goodness.
No, because there is a hold on. There's another one. Kevin Campbell, Bubba, tell them to shut up.
Yeah, no, I mean
on Venmo. Thank you. It says
yeah. How much did he pay?
Don't worry about
$10.
it. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, if you'd like to contribute to the program. That's how we stay on the air. It's how I'm able to keep my sanity and come in here every day to work towards making a living at a former shell of what I used to do.
Oh, Jesus.
I used to do a really good show and had real good co-hosts that liked me and all kinds. And it's just a trilogy of hate right here, ladies and gentlemen. This particular lineup is just really hate-filled. Is it not, Lummy?
Yes, it is.
I mean, really only me, you, Rhett, and Mach. We're like on our own islands. Just trying, and these 3 pieces of shiz.
What?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I wasn't watching the South Park video.
Well, I'm just saying.
I was getting high.
Oh, okay.
And Seth was distracting for him.
What's that?
He did say it was distracting.
Yeah, he's the one that brought up the distraction.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the rat.
He's the rat.
I didn't.
Seth's the rat.
He's the Michael Cohen of this trilogy.
I thought you were all professional enough that you could have your headphones on and not be distracted by 2 clowns in the corner.
No, when you hear the 1 minute bell, that's when you need to start getting ready to be on the air and not having your phone out showing her
human centipede stuff.
Yeah,
South Park.
It's kind of funny.
Not even appropriate for the workplace, Bubba.
Absolutely hilarious.
It's not. Hold on. Here's what makes it even worse. It's not like it's any material that we can cover on the show. So like what you showed her, we could not put on the show without having a problem.
Well, yeah, copyright violation.
Yeah, but content too.
I mean, it was kind of related to the octopus.
I took the video from YouTube, so I don't know how that would be a content
I'm talking
issue.
about FCC violations. Them talking about a human centipede.
Yeah.
If the way I've not seen what you've shown her, but when I think of a human,
it's pretty funny.
When I think of a human centipede, I think of them. Isn't that ass to butt?
Depends where you are in the centipede.
I'm sorry, ass to mouth. Isn't that ass to mouth?
I thought it's your head and.
No, Bubba's right, I think.
But
no,
yeah.
Bubba's right. Bubba's right. You want to be the head of the human centipede.
And so a human centipede that was shown on South Park would be audibly described if we had to audibly describe, because there's a portion, half of our audience does not watch us, they just hear us.
Right.
So we have to be the good radio people that we are and give them a little bit of a description so they can visualize what we're talking about. And so if we talk about a human centipede that you're showing on your phone from South Park, one would audibly have to describe that as them doing ass to ass to mouth. That's what they're doing. That's what a human centipede is.
Sure
and I
is.
don't know that we can have that talk.
Well,
I think we just did. Yeah.
No, we just did within my skillful set of being able to know how to say it. Any more descriptive than what I just vaguely said would be a problem. It's just because I'm so effing good that I can describe human centipede and not get in trouble.
Alex G, $150 cash.
Beep beep.
Man, it's rolling in. I think all this cash. I think this gives Seth anxiety. It's like, oh my God, all this cash is flowing around.
I think it gives you anxiety because you have 3 people that you despise on here apparently, and we're just rolling in it today. You got quite the quandary on your hands, Bubba.
I'll tell you what, man. I will be really, really impressed with this lineup, with this quandary of negativity.
I like negativism.
The trilogy of hate, Lummy. The trilogy.
The trilogy
of hate.
The trilogy of polarization.
Ooh, I like that.
And listen, let me not. I'm not trying to think that I'm better than them because I'm just as hated as Seth, Anna, and Brian, but in a different way. They know they hate me, but they know that I'm the quarterback of the team. And, I'm like Jameis Winston.
No, don't say that, Bubba.
Are you going to start eating W's?
Bubba, that's an insult
No,
to
but
you.
what I'm saying is, like, they hate me. They hate me for some reason. Yes, the fans hate me for some reason.
Oh, the fans. Okay.
Chat. People on
I thought you were saying we hate you.
They hate me because they have to, and like, they'll be like, oh, you're picking on Anna. So when I execute this format in the very transparent way, the way I do my show, it sometimes makes people very mad. I mean, I just had to get on bended knee and practically give Chuck and Leslie oral to get them back. I'm just saying, like, I can't roll as heavy-handed as I used to, but still, I'm very hated. But I am a tolerable hate. They know that without me, like, let me, if the fans had their way, you would be as good of a host as me, which will never happen.
No, never.
And you would be the Lummy Show. But let me just tell you this. For those that have defected and tried to do their own shows, most of them don't work out.
I don't know, man.
Most, maybe all.
I don't know, man. They're pulling in 200 to 300 views. It's pretty impressive.
Brian would break it down.
Brian,
Jesus Christ.
Just saying. Where can you get those types of numbers?
200 or 300 views.
Seth's trying to contract him.
Literally.
He's like, I can get you up to 500 by next year.
Cuzzo, just pay me $50 a week, and I'll work 10 hours. Cuzzo. Seth is an ongoing equation. Like, just what do you want? He'll tell you how much it costs and how many hours you need to pay him.
I like that he's all business all the time, though. Like, that's pretty impressive.
He's shaking it down. He is grinding, shaking down, looking for a loophole. He just met his neighbor yesterday, and already has a free weekend in Maine for next summer.
I heard that, and I loved it, and I loved how his daughter's like, Dad, you didn't get his number.
Yeah. It's a constant shakedown. Anna, they just hate for a lot of other reasons, but they also like her too.
I feel like a few people like me, most people tolerate me, and then a lot of people hate me.
And you know what?
That's the breakdown.
That is exactly the breakdown for all three of you. Can you say it one more time?
A few people like me.
Say us.
A few people like us.
A lot of people tolerate
us. Just when
I messed up. I'm sorry.
Babe, you're supposed to be a good co-host. I threw you a softball.
I know.
And you completely.
I know. I was trying
to
to see the most or the least. Okay.
I'm gonna throw it to you again.
Okay.
So what's the official positioning statement of you, Seth, and Brian?
A few people like us, most people tolerate us, and a lot of people hate us.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's how it goes.
Yes.
I would say some people tolerate us, and then a lot of people hate us. Because if most people tolerate us, then how could a lot?
Up, I didn't write
I'm just saying. There's a better way of saying it.
What's the better way of saying it?
A few people like us, some people tolerate us, and most people hate us.
Okay, we can
like
work it with that
a true radio
pyramid.
Professional.
I guess that's probably more intellectually honest. I mean, I guess
and accurate.
If you were to lawyer that up, I guess you.
Yeah, the base of the pyramid is a lot of hate. So
right. So what was your lawyered up way again, Brian?
A few people like us. Some people tolerate us. A lot of people or most people hate us.
Few, some, most.
Yeah.
There you go. Few, some, most. And Seth, does this conversation give you anxiety?
You're
not
at
saying
all.
anything. Are you even participating today?
And what?
The whole show. I have hardly heard anything from you.
What are you talking about? You had me in the trilogy of hate.
Jeff Bass.
And then
shut up. We got a big one coming in.
Got money.
Jeff Bass, $150 on Venmo.
Well, for a lot of hate, they're sending a lot of money, so we appreciate it.
I got to tell you, man. So having these three in, this is the first time we've had these three in a long time. Have you guys done a show prior, all three of you together?
No.
Oh yeah, this is the first time that we've had Anna, Brian, and Seth on a show. This is the first time.
On a given show, I think
right.
so. Yeah.
And I will tell you this, Lummy, the cash is solid.
Yes, it is.
Now, but you could also put the cash is solid because it's BARP. Today's the official, BARP kicks off today at noon. Oh, which, by the way, I do have a little bit of a whodunit on the sex pile.
What?
But that's what chat was saying too, Bubba. That it's the to start a barb.
So,
of course, chat would say that. They hate us.
As much as Brian and Seth and Anna narcissistically want to make it about their polarizing asses, deep down, it's probably because we're getting our quadriplegic man laid today at noon.
Why wouldn't they donate during that?
Well, because we're not on the air. We're not on the air during that.
We're not live streaming that?
No, it's on OnlyFans.
No, we're
Bubba
not.
Army HQ? Oh, OnlyFans.
No. We're trying to. We'll videotape it and then we'll get it up on our OnlyFans account.
What's the conundrum, Bubba?
I'll have to get into that in a minute. I want to tell these three numbnuts what the actual par of success is for them today. Not the amount of money that we bring in, because likely most of the money is celebrating Barb. They just
it's a confounding variable.
They just happen to get lucky.
Yeah.
Now, Lummy, I hang out on YouTube, and that's where I visually try to watch the show. Like I got Kevin Campbell over there right now. I got the Patriot Party. I got Ned's herpes. I got Rachel Swan. I got Rob Green. I just got a bunch of people over here. This is where I kind of watch out, and I watch the numbers on our YouTube feed. Like right now we're 884. Now we got 178 thumbs ups, which for the reason I can never understand why. Why wouldn't you have nearly as many thumbs ups as you have people watching? Does that mean
because people are lazy?
Because does that mean that 884 are watching and only 178 liking us, and the rest is hate watch?
Well, sometimes it's some people say it's a little more difficult on their phones. But Rudy, $50 on the Cash App, and Rolo,
more
$50 on the Cash App.
All right,
give me a break. It takes 1 second.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard on the wrist for most.
Right.
It's hard on the wrist for most.
I mean, clearly not. Yeah.
So anyway, Lummy, I can't think of the last time that the YouTube total feed was over 1,000. Now we've done some one-offs, and they I think the roast was 1,800 or something like that.
Yeah, I got up there.
But when we split it 4 ways, and we split the video feed 4, maybe 5 different ways. So we'll do 16, 17, 1,800 on Rumble. We'll do usually about 850 to 900 on YouTube. Facebook, Lummy, will have a couple hundred on there.
Yep.
And then Twitch will have a couple hundred on there.
Yep.
That's how it usually breaks out.
Yes.
I can't tell you the last time that I saw YouTube over 1,000. So that is the gauge of this negative trilogy right now. If these three numbnuts could get us over 1,000 because their participation is so great and so funny that people are watching it more or telling their friends about it more, or some way, shape, or form, people are sticking around longer, and the YouTube number goes over 1,000, then I would be like, wow, maybe the Seth, Anna, Brian gimmick is something we need to further explore. Maybe that that would be a show. Right? We already have the 2 Live Jew show. Maybe people,
or maybe we just do it on Thursday mornings from 6 to 10. Fit in my schedule a little better.
That's true. You don't get paid. That's true.
I have another job.
Yeah, you do. That pays pretty well, actually.
Yeah, that actually enables me to come on here and not get paid.
Perfect. All right. Well, you know what?
No. I would do a one-off with them, but it wouldn't be something that. And I don't want to mess up their 2 Live Jew crew, because
there's no crew on it. But it's just
no. I'm saying their 2 Live Jew, crew. Because they have a dynamic that
you're not Jewish.
We've done 1 episode,
and you're not Jewish.
It's not part of the tribe.
I'm not chosen one. Okay, I am not a chosen one.
Oh, I mean, do you support Hamas?
What type of question is that?
I mean, if you
I send them,
Seth, start asking some Jewish questions, okay?
Well, I'm just trying to ask them, how do you feel about all the rabbis that were hiding under, in the sewers in New York City?
I actually know the story on that, because they were all very poor sects of the Jewish religion, and they were all fighting. It's been like a land war between these 3 different sects of Judaism there. And so the little factions wanted extra real estate, so they started digging tunnels to take the basement from other people, and that's what happened there. It's pretty crazy. It's it's not a Pizzagate thing. It doesn't lead into a children's museum. There is no pedophile ring involved, despite what they're saying on anti-Semitic Twitter right now. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I do know about that.
And you do send Hamas money, you said?
Well, not directly. I like to go through Iran.
Oh,
he's just got their newsletter.
Well, so if he supports Hamas, he cannot be on the show. If he is anti-Hamas, he is more than welcome on the show.
Of course, I'm anti-Hamas. I'm not anti-Palestinian people and human beings having a right to live.
All
and
right,
exist.
easy, big fella. We're just talking about Hamas. Easy. No, I don't want civilians to die either. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Jeez.
I'm just being very clear on that. My take is Hamas is a terrible terrorist organization, and the Palestinian people who are not a part of that terrible terrorist organization deserve to live. And
well, that's not anything a cool Jew would say. So,
what would a cool Jew say?
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
No, I'm looking at Seth.
Okay.
I'm not
Seth.
looking
Clearly.
I don't want to get us kicked off any platforms.
One cool Jew. No, I mean, how can we get kicked off a platform if we're asking a cool Jew what he would say about this particular situation? You got all kinds of, cred, and you got all kinds of skin in this game. You're a Jewish guy, and you're watching all this stuff unfold. What would one cool Jew say?
Eliminate everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Make it a parking lot party.
That's right.
Give everybody enough time to get out of there, and then say, listen, from that point forward, we cannot promise your safety because we're going to kill everybody.
You have no way to get in and out because Hamas is keeping you there and nobody's taking you in as a refugee. But you better be out of there within a day.
We got Michael Rousseau. And he said, and he gave me $100 on PayPal.
Yeah.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Thank you. He said, love, like Anna, tolerate Brian, dislike Seth.
Wait.
There you go.
Am I the highest on that trilogy?
Like Anna, tolerate Brian, dislike Seth. Hey, what if
it's almost
we
like
should
an F, Marry, Kill.
I was just getting ready to say F, Marry, Kill.
Kevin McKenzie, $5 on the Venmo.
I think we should do it.
George Tiska, $100 on the Venmo.
Venmo is on fire. Thank you, George Tisco.
Love brother.
F, Marry, Kill.
But I think it should be like, tolerate, hate, because obviously most people are going to F Anna because Seth and I are dudes.
True. So it's, what is it now? Like
Probably be
tolerate,
surprised.
Hate.
Tolerate.
Hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. F, Marry, Kill.
Is this like a call-in segment, or is this?
No, it's not a call-in segment.
That's tomorrow.
That's Phone Freaky Friday, courtesy of
My
Seth
bad.
Kushner.
It's Baby Friday, as SBK used to say.
You're throwing SBK references now up on my.
Well,
program,
I didn't realize
on my airwaves on my
forgot
airwaves.
what day it was. I'm
You're
sorry.
bringing up that particular.
Well, I
person,
didn't want to plagiarize like Claudine Gay, so I was giving someone credit for something else.
A person that triggers Seth, a person that triggered you, and you're bringing that up. That's not good work.
Didn't you interview him for a job a couple weeks ago?
FTE Greg and Amy, $50 on the Cash App.
We didn't interview him. We were just trying to actually get.
It was like an episode of Ricky Lake where he was having a private conversation of SBK, and he's like, "Actually, Anna's right here. Come on out, Anna." And I was like, "Hey, what's up?" It was pretty funny.
Oh,
I don't bring him up, Anna. That's low hanging fruit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
A round of applause.
All right, so this dude, this Jason Whitlock guy. Now,
he's more hated than you are, Bubba.
I think he is.
He's very conservative.
I think he is.
Who is?
And he's this guy that has been this blogger and podcaster, and he
used to write for a newspaper, I believe.
Right.
Like he was on the sports reporters back in the day. I mean, he was ESPN regular back when ESPN was doing like legit journalism.
He was on Fox Sports. He's now currently on Blaze. He was also on ESPN.
And, he's this African-American guy that's been this long time, sometimes on TV, sometimes on radio. He's got, obviously, his own platforms now in podcasting and Facebook, YouTube, X. He's got his Instagram. He's got all those covered. He's pretty well followed. I think he has, maybe 500,000 or 600,000 on Twitter.
Yeah.
So he's not Joe Rogan. He's 5 rungs below Joe Rogan, but he's up there. People pay attention to what he has to say,
like in his niche.
Yeah, like he's on the Blaze. He's a conservative columnist,
right? And so
he's got 422,000 subscribers on YouTube.
He did. Did you know that he did comment on the Calta beat up the Merch Crick deal?
Yes, he did.
He actually had a comment about that. Well, has he always not liked Stephen A. Smith? By the way, Lummy, 975 on YouTube.
It's getting up there. It's getting up there.
Look at the trilogy of hate. Bring it in.
970.
So has he always not liked Stephen A. Smith, or has he
called him a fake person when he worked at ESPN and things like that.
Okay. So he worked with Stephen A. Smith prior on ESPN. Have they been on shows together, but they probably certainly had a lot of interaction, correct?
Correct.
Right, and worked for the same parent company.
Yeah. Not for a long time, though.
No, not for a long time.
But did a little bit. And so did he fire the first shot here, Whitlock?
Yes, he did.
Whitlock.
Yes. He's been antagonizing Stephen A. Smith for a while, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Here we go.
A round of applause for a farcical story. High school basketball tryouts. Stephen A. and I are the same age. Yes, I grew up in Indiana. He grew up in New York.
What part of Indiana? Let me find out.
Indianapolis.
They're not one-day affairs. There's not one big scrimmage and then a one-on-one matchup, and then, boom, they decide who's on the team.
No, trying out for basketball in Indiana is about a week. It takes about a week for you to try out.
But he's comparing his experience to somebody from another state at the same time.
I understand, but I'm just
silly.
saying. What I'm saying is, this guy is correct in the fact that when you try out for high school basketball in Indiana, it's a 5-day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing.
Just real quick, is Whitlock a sports guy or is he a conservative?
He was a sports guy,
guy,
and he did play college football. He played Division I at Ball State.
Oh, okay.
Offensive lineman.
High school. We got a kid that is an associate producer, works the cameras for us. Pretty good high school basketball player, I believe, in Oklahoma. Luke, help me out here. You're young. You're just 19, 20 years old, but and maybe things have changed. Is a high school basketball tryout a one-day event? Yeah, okay. He just confirmed it. It's 2 weeks. So nothing's changed.
All right. When I was growing up, it was a week. Now I guess they got it down to 2.
Or
up till 2.
And so he's trying to poke holes in Stephen A. Smith's book that he wrote and saying that Stephen A. Smith didn't write it and stuff that's in there are just made up stories because Stephen A. is not a real person and that he's an industry plant like Kevin Hart.
In terms of there is no one-day scrimmage and one-on-one deal and boom, I'm on the team.
Because Stephen A. recounted his high school tryout experience in his book, correct?
Yes.
And this is what...
And he said it was a day.
Right.
These stories are being...
Whitlock, I think you can find something far more that has more teeth than this. Who cares that he recounted incorrectly or even embellished or lied about something as insignificant as him trying out for basketball?
But then it's if he lied about that, what else is he lying about?
I think his big thing is 17.
It's also if he didn't play sports, how can he talk about sports, which is...
By someone who doesn't have a fundamental understanding of sports. How did they get this job? Now, let me add on this layer. We just played you the clip where he says, coming out of high school, he was 5'9", 130 pounds. 5'9", 130 pounds. Franklin Williams, Stephen A. Smith says, is 6'2", 215 pounds. Is there a high school basketball coach in America that, well, you know what? Let me put Franklin Williams and Stephen A. in a one-on-one matchup. That will prove something. 5'9", 130, according to Stephen A. Smith. Franklin Williams, who I've been able to find old newspaper clippings about him making, scoring double-figure points and hitting key buckets to help Thomas Edison High School win games. I can't find Stephen Smith in any newspaper reports about Thomas Edison High School doing anything. Could not find it. I could find Franklin Williams. I could find some dude named Chris Roddick or Riddick. I could find Carl Weathers, or I believe is his name. I could find stories about Thomas Edison.
The guy fought Rocky?
Edison High School.
The guy that fought Rocky used to play basketball? I'd go to that game. I'd go to that game. A big-ass – that was a big brother, man.
The guys that Stephen A. Smith says he played with. Find stories about Harvey Stoller. Stephen A. Smith, nowhere to be found, but he's telling people at 5'9", 130 pounds, he's taking on 6'2", 215 experienced basketball.
Boy, it sounds like as big of a matchup, Lummy, as our BRN basketball game.
Yeah.
My team being Bubba, Lummy, Dan, and Merch Crick, and Seth's team being Seth, Jay, Brian, and Anna.
What?
Yeah, you didn't.
What?
Yeah.
That's a good team,
Disappointed?
Babyface.
That's a terrible team.
Brian, go look at your
Who's
coach over there.
covering Lummy?
Look at your
Good
coach
luck.
over there.
Ew.
Look at your coach. That's Seth Jackson.
Did Bubba get to pick the first two?
No, I
first one.
I just picked the first one. I went
He picked the first one, and then we had to split Dan and Jay up. So
I mean, you completely blew
Seth
it.
has got some skills though.
No, but hold on. Here's where
Is Seth covering
no,
Lummy?
No. Hold
Who's
on.
covering Lummy?
Hold on.
we'll take
Brian.
care of it. Don't worry.
We're
Brian.
going to run a zone?
Shut up. You might. You better.
It's about our offense that we run.
I'll distract him with alcohol.
He'll run. Listen, that's Phil Jackson over there. Seth Jackson. He's going to run a triangle. Didn't Phil Jackson invent the triangle?
Triangle offense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Technically,
like the shape?
Technically, Tetra
Yeah.
did.
Okay. Well,
Tex
anyway,
winner?
Yeah.
Technically, I will tell you this. Before I move on, I got to get to the story. I'm running late. I will tell you this. So Seth gets this outdoor basketball, although it's inflated about 2-3 pounds more than it should be. But nonetheless, it is first one of the day. Round, and it's rubbery, and it's made for outside. And
I know what a basketball is. For people who don't have the visual.
And
For our blind audience.
It's got dimples. It's got bumps.
I think every
It's
one of
orange.
you that are going to participate in this game, or anybody that works here, would be surprised as to how cool of a basketball goal we really do have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's when I had money, when I had a lot of money.
I like money.
I had a race shop, and I had both. I have two of these, and if you know that you can, they're the kind where you can crank down to 8 feet, and it's got a flex rim on it, like the rim's spring loaded, like it's glass backboard, it's bolted into the ground. Like it's a pretty damn nice basketball goal. And Seth gets out there, so I'm thinking, Seth, little snowflake and little bitch. He can't play basketball. He didn't have a flick. He can't shoot. He's gonna shoot. The first time he pulls up for a jumper, it's gonna look like a girl. Like it's gonna just look stupid. Or he's gonna take another rookie move is when you don't have enough power with one hand and you learn how and you push the ball with two.
Oh God!
And, you've seen that, Lummy, right? When they come from their chest.
Yeah.
This bitch pulls up a jumper that looks like Scottie Pippen, like for real.
Nice.
For real.
That's our guy. That's our coach right there. Let's go.
I'm like, what? You actually got a pretty damn good flick. He's got a good flick. Lummy, that's why I'm going to have, if we go man to man, have you just absolutely just smother him with your size, with your size, because I don't want. He might pick apart our zone.
I'm looking at this. So I'm looking at this.
I think we're good,
This
Bubba.
lineup here.
Oh,
This-
it's such a stacked lineup.
and the problem is, I see myself having to cover Bubba.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
I got Lummy.
Because
I got
you're
Lummy
gonna have
on
to cover
Seth.
Lummy.
I got Dan on Jay.
Yep.
And it's me and you, and then the
Yeah.
Merch Crick. She's just gonna.
So
she's gonna bring her pistol.
definitely gonna have to start working on breaking Bubba's ankles.
We're not. I mean, he's not gonna back you down to the post, because anybody that tries to do that, whether it's Lummy or Bubba, we're gonna double team him right there and make him kick it
That's
out.
right.
So, we're not kicking out to what? To Bubba
yeah.
sitting on the
Hold
other
on.
side?
If I'm going to come in and I'm backing him in like I am, by the way I can, and you think you're going to double
we're double teaming you guys.
I'm flicking it over to my 6'6" gorilla.
He's like Larry Bird to Kevin McHale.
And that 6'6" gorilla who cannot dunk, but can put one hell of a nice little bunny layup in there for you, man.
And just so
Bam!
you know, I'm calling 3 seconds. I'm keeping the count. I'm calling it.
You should.
Yep.
You should.
And we're calling our own fouls.
You don't call 3 seconds on street
Oh,
ball.
I'm calling 3 seconds.
Not on street ball.
Bubba.
You don't call 3 seconds.
They want to call 3 seconds. Good luck to them, because we'll just let them sit outside in the 3-point and let them just airball the whole time.
Yeah, you don't call 3 seconds on
You
street
think
ball.
we're gonna be 3-second violations?
I didn't say that.
No.
You guys are gonna park it in the lane, Bubba.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna call that 3-second violation.
Bubba has one leg out, one leg in.
Matchup, and he's busting their ass. Make it make sense. This is someone completely comfortable with
And the only reason why I'm getting through this is because I can't wait because Stephen A. Smith responded to this Jason Whitlock guy yesterday on ESPN. It looked like ESPN let him go.
No, it was YouTube.
Just as his podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wherever he was, they didn't muffler him down. Like
I was disappointed with his comeback.
You did? You were?
Yeah. I mean, because he sent out a teaser, Bubba, and he goes, I had to talk to my pastor. I had to ask for forgiveness. I had to call my sister. I let everybody know at ESPN that I was doing this, and I just want to apologize in advance. And I thought, man, it was going to be the heaviest thing ever, and mostly called him a fat bitch.
Exaggerations. This is someone that if you listen to these stories, it's like, whoa, there's some major insecurity issues here. There's some major...
All right, so enough of all that. I almost feel like
his big thing was
you got to have a beef, like, you got to have a beef with somebody.
Well, so
you got to have an internet beef, and who should we be beefing with?
Well, I was gonna say his big thing is that he didn't like is that Stephen A. Smith said he had hit 17 3-pointers in a row.
We hit over 1,000 on YouTube.
You.
1,001, bitch.
Man, that is for
the trio,
the trilogy of polarization.
The trilogy of polarization.
The trilogy of polarization got us over 1,000, and quite well, they just dropped to
Doesn't
990.
matter. You said we had hit 1,000. We hit 1,001.
Now it's dropping.
Stanley the Sniper 50 on the cash up.
That's for the trilogy of polarization. Give yourself a hand.
It's the next big thing. It's a natural progression.
Deliciously disgusting.
You're absolutely right.
This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I mean, they didn't stay there very long, did they?
Come on, dude. You said hit 1,000.
We only lost 9 of them. They
didn't stay very long, did they, Lum?
Oh, come on, man.
I don't know how to get out of her.
I mean, I'd like to have a nice, sustained, like...
Bubba, you said hit 1,000.
Oh, we're down to 983. They're dropping like flies.
Hold on. You listen. You did it. Great job.
We did it.
Yes, you did. And great job. But we're not holding it, okay? So getting it is one... Now we have to hold it, okay?
Moving the goalpost. She used the football term.
Lummy, is Aaron from Average Joe's got his invitation, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You make a good place kicker.
Thank you.
She said,
So you still into the sports card scene stuff?
Oh, yeah.
What's the most expensive card you have?
Probably something I got the other day. It's a Tom Brady. It's a gold.
The baseball one?
No. God, that's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. It's a Tom Brady Prism card. It's gold. It's gold glitter, and it's out of 24, so there only 24 of them were made. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming it's probably like $1,000.
Wow.
So
are you gonna get it graded or?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it graded. I don't get a lot of stuff graded. Mostly when they run deals, like sometimes they run like $9 deals on a certain
Can't
brand.
you go to like a card show and get it done cheap too?
I thought I could. I went to a card show once. I was like, "Can I get these graded?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll send them back to you when we get back to California."
I thought they do it there.
Some of them they do.
Yeah.
So, but the place I send it to, SGC, they're in like Boca. They have a 5 to 10 business day turnaround. Which is good because,
if you're looking to move it,
yeah.
If you got a Victor Wembanyama card, you got to get rid of that shit before his leg breaks or something.
That's the thing is like, you get something back.
Wander Franco, I mean, you send it away for 3 months and all of a sudden he raped another girl.
Is he done, bud?
He's done. Yeah, he is done.
No,
enough to charge him in the Dominican. He's done.
Is he done?
He's done.
We'll never see him again.
I mean, you may see him, but he won't be on a baseball field.
I mean, not in
for
America.
real.
You may see him in pinstripes.
No, for real.
Black and white.
I mean, no, Bubba. I mean, he made an arrangement with an underage girl's mom. I mean,
to bang her and get away with it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you might be able.
He was paying the mom.
Yeah, I didn't say he broke. I'm not suing him in civil court for breaking a contract.
Actually, he did because he was supposed to update her car, and then he said, "No, I'm not updating your car."
The mom's the sickest part. And I'm actually wondering how often that happens now.
Oh, it happens a lot down in those South American, Caribbean countries. So here's the thing I heard with back to baseball cards and collectible cards, I guess sports cards. is if you have a 1 out of 1, you don't bother getting it graded.
That's what I've heard.
But if you have 1 out of 5 or more, you get it graded so that you can stand out amongst those.
Well, too, also there's the PS. It's like PSA is kind of the standard for grading, and it's like Beckett PSA, and they're both like PSA is like $40, $50 to get a card graded. You have to pay, and then there's this thing where if it's worth a certain amount, like they get a percentage of like your card and all this crap.
What?
SGC, who I send it with, who they've started to become like a respectable grading company. Yeah. That's who I go with. So, like, what did SGC just grade the other day? They just graded. Was it a 1 of 1? Maybe it was like a CJ Stroud 101 or something like that. So people a 1 of 1 is worth whatever someone's willing to pay.
Right. I mean, there's no need to grade it. I mean, I guess if it's a 10 out of 10, it's better, but otherwise, why bother?
Or you also get you can get it just encapsulated. We'll just like put it in the case. So sometimes people do that, but most of the time, it preserves it. But go ahead and get a grade on it. Even if a grade's like a 9 or an 8 on a 1 of 1, it's still gonna.
You can always cut it out too.
Oh yeah. It's so weird. Like most of my cards come back 10s. I got one that was like an 8.5, and I was like, how do? It was to his brothers. I got his autograph. He's like quarterback in Maryland.
Oh, Tria? His younger brother.
Giant gold balls in the fridge.
It's actually like Tawa Lulu.
I know. Yeah.
So. His came back.
He transferred from Maryland, didn't he? Or he's going to?
He had no more years left, and he went into the transfer portal. They're saying he might get another year.
Yeah, like
like an injury year or something. I don't know.
Began at Alabama, transferred to Maryland, and he skipped the bowl game.
It was supposed to go pro, and then he went back in the portal.
Yeah, he entered the transfer portal 6 days ago. Looking for that 6th year. He's fighting for it.
6th year, man.
Well, if you're getting paid $100,000, $200,000 a year, getting free schooling, it's not a bad idea.
Well,
these guys better start coming out as fucking Dr. Tagovailoa, though, being in there for 6 fucking years. Like, what are you doing?
That's the thing, man. It's like, you never really saw. But, I mean, somebody must have told him that he's not ready to go pro if he's.
Yeah. No, he saw the numbers and they didn't look promising. Our starting tight end is a board certified plastic surgeon. He's in his 8th year of eligibility at his 4th school.
I mean, for real, a lot of these guys, especially quarterbacks, they get like 6 or 7 years.
Well, Bo Nix, he's 37 years old coming into the draft.
Bo Nix, yeah,
he's about as old as Lamar Jackson.
I know, but he's a mature guy,
Yeah.
This is bullshit on the whole transfers now.
Yeah.
Say around.
Well, the Alabama guys are all free agents for the next 30 days. With Saban calling it quits.
Oh, one guy already bit.
The following broadcast is not for the mocha soy latte drinking, tree hugging, Birkenstock wearing crowd.
I'm not giving you a compliment.
If you tuned in by accident, get the out of here now before all the beer drinking, whiskey shooting hellraisers find out. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today's after show will be exclusively a podcast. You'll get that wherever you get your podcasting, usually iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, or Bubba Army HQ. 2 Live Jew. Anna and Seth mixing it up. We have our bartenders locked in.
Yes, we do.
Because I'm trying to just tie up last minute things for our party. I know that Tate's Pizza today 5 to 7. They, unlike last year, remember Dave Tate had to throw together a bar. I talked to Dave Tate yesterday. I said, can we have the bar ready to go? As soon as we get there, at 5.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to throw together a bar, can you have one all? He's like, yep. I'll have a Coors Light, Miller Light. He said Bud Light too.
Well, they call it Tate Brothers Pizza. People I think want to go to a pizzeria that's family owned, and nothing says family owned like having brothers in the title.
I concur.
You trying to bring the word brother up to
I
me?
think so.
No. Seriously, I wasn't.
Tuki.
I wasn't.
Hamas supporter.
And I know that Domino's is off limits, but I think Tate's Pizza might be in play to talk about.
There's nothing bad you can say about Tate's Pizza.
Brian, you don't recognize. You just keep getting these hacky, schwarmy.
Put toothy in there, too.
Toothy.
You can eat with Danny, and you piss off Bubba too. If you were an employee, he would have fired you. Mouthy, toothy, Dookie. It looks like Brian Latroni has 8 rows of teeth.
Urinals for teeth would work too at this point.
Hold
so
on. Where did you get Tate's Brothers?
Urinals for teeth.
Hold on. Brian is full of crap.
It's just Tate's
Pizza.
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 It should
Seth-
be Tate's
Seth-
Brothers.
No,
I said it should be Tate Brothers Pizza.
It's Tate's Italian restaurant and pizzeria.
What are you trying to be, Aaron Rodgers, where you said a negative, but it really was just an in question form, and now you're doubling down on it? You said it was Tate's Brothers Pizza.
No,
I speak Snowflake. What he said was he thinks
I speak Snowflake.
I think it would
step in, Snowflake interpreter.
I think it would be. He said I think it would be better if their name was Tate Brothers Pizza because that people would much rather go to somewhere that's like family owned and all that.
Well, I know one person who's listening to the show. Thank you, Seth.
Yeah, so he didn't say anything about like Tate's sucks, and they should, that's the name of it. He said they should maybe think about naming it that, and he would patronize them more often.
Well, I think they've been in business 20 years as Tate's. I don't know if after 20 years Tate's Pizza was originally started in Davis Island.
Yes.
And then the landlord or whatever that owned the little strip mall that Tate, and it was kind of a Davis Island thing. Like it was, very territorial, and everybody in Davis Island got their pizza from Tate's Pizza. And then they lost the lease because the landlord either knocked the building down and built condos, or what they do
moved
over
to
there.
the mainland.
I mean, they knocked down Derek Jeter's house.
Jay knocked it down and built his house on the.
Yeah, but I guess financially, when you're dealing with those large of numbers, you buy it for $27 million and you knock it down because you can make three
homes,
15 or $20 million homes, right? Is that, Brian? Is that the reasoning?
That's the only reason you do
money.
that and makes sense is to make more money. Yes.
Right. Because that was wasn't that absolutely the crown jewel of Tampa real estate? That was kind of.
It was a stunning home.
I mean, the
location.
Yeah, I mean, you could. It was ripe for boat tours there.
Well, in conjunction with who owned it. It was
and who
almost
rented it. Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, not only who owned it, but who lived there. Who rented it. Tom Brady. So it was built by Derek Jeter, rented by Tom Brady. And then it looks. Did Jeter just fall out of favor with it, Brian?
No, he bought the Miami Marlins and made that his home base.
I know. I mean, if you got that kind of money, though, why don't you keep the Tampa one in crib? Why don't you keep the Tampa crib?
He ran out of girls to give autographed baseballs to in Tampa.
He's married now and has I think 2 kids.
Yeah.
And just wants a home base.
Yeah.
Right. Plus, I got to be honest with you. My home was not nearly that size. What was that? 25,000 square feet.
Yeah, it was like the size of a Walmart.
My house, was 6,450 square feet, which is still
that's a nice size house.
It's a big house.
It's sizable.
And that's that. Even if I had the money to continue to live there, it just financially just doesn't make sense. That big of a house when you're an empty nester. Like if you got a family, that big of a house makes sense. But when
man.
your entire family leaves you. No way what?
Get a bigger house, man. Aim for the big house, even if you're an empty nester. Let's get that big house back, Bubba. I want to relive your glory days with you.
Even if I was to get back on those financial levels, I don't know that I would build.
Tom Bean wouldn't let you at this point. If you were able to get it back, there's no way he's going to let you burn through. I mean, you would burn through it again, but he wouldn't let you.
No, I honest to God, Brian, I burned through it the first time. I mean, I was getting planes and paying cash for Escalades,
racetracks,
and buying racetracks,
nightclubs and restaurants,
and race teams and Louis Vuitton. Walk in and spend $3,100 on my wife, just because it was Tuesday, stuff like that. No, I would live very frugal. I'd give Seth a run for his money on the frugalness.
Boring.
So the more money you would make, the more frugal you would become?
Yeah, because I try to save it.
You try to hoard it?
No, not hoard it, but just,
save it.
Hold on. Not blowing it.
Right.
That just putting it away in some safe, like Roth IRAs and just some safe stuff that would ensure the fact that 10 years from now, when I don't want to do radio anymore, that I have a really nice retirement fund, and my radio world is kind of on remote control, where I got content that generates income every month. And I just think about, Lemmy, the progress we've made in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
With regards to our digital presence, and that we have a staff of what, 5 or 6.
Yeah, about that.
I mean, I'm able to run this business, pay a staff of 5 or 6, and based on what we do digitally. Now, if we've come that far along, I mean, think about 4 or 5 years from now. Do we stay stagnant, or do we become even bigger stars and more money? What happens?
Bubba,
asking for a friend.
Do you think if you got rich again that maybe you could have the Get Fresh crew build you a mansion? I mean, because they could probably do it at a fair price, just so you could be rolling big again.
No, I don't want a mansion.
But the Get Fresh crew would build it for you for a very small
Get Fresh
price.
crew will do anything I ask. That's the salt of the earth.
At
right
what
there.
point of financial success and career success would you start reverting back to your old Bubba, like, to use a light term, dickish ways, where you would become a lot stiffer on the show? And like what happened this morning would not happen. Somebody get pellet gunned, somebody get hit by a
what
wiffle
happened
ball
this
bat.
morning?
Like when we got a little wild in the first half hour. We were a little out of control down here. And
no, I was just
already forgotten.
We were just doing radio. We were just having fun.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Jokes.
I mean, like
that was.
You got to worry about me wanting to come. You guys, we don't have to worry about you guys being dickish to me. You have to worry about me just wanting to come to work and deal with the nonsense. So I don't know. I think I got 10 years left.
Okay.
In me. That puts me what, 68?
Yeah.
Of life or career?
Both.
72 is the age, though, Bubba. Nick Saban, Pete Carroll, and I think Bill Belichick are all 72.
There you go. I'm going to work until I'm 72.
Okay.
But from now until then, we might change some things.
I hope so.
Like, I'm sure that personnel will change a couple different times. How many people right now think that they're going to be with me in 10 years?
I do.
I hope so.
You can't get rid of me because I'm kind of connected to your
life.
Your life.
Yeah. You do know the dark side of my life and some secrets on me as well.
I'm with Tom and Gina. Like,
I know.
I'm like herpes. I'll always be around.
Here's Stephen A. Smith. He addresses Jason Whitlock. Now, see, here's where I think the old Bubba would have engaged. Maybe the new Bubba might take a step back and say, I don't know that you throw up. I don't know that you say this to instantaneously expose your larger audience to Jason Whitlock, who is not nearly on the same level of sports reporting as you are. I mean, Jason Whitlock is a virtual unknown compared to what Stephen A. Smith is. Would you guys agree to that?
Yeah, I didn't know who Whitlock was until today.
Seth, I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people pale in comparison to Stephen A. Smith.
I mean, he's a big person in that space.
I'm pale in comparison to him.
Okay. Here we go.
I wish I had my Tookie.
Oh, I can pull it up for you in a second.
You guys changed that page so many damn times. God.
I was going to pull it up for you.
I used to be just... You guys are always moving that, and
there you go.
Well, yeah, now, but see, now spontaneously, it doesn't make sense. Well, maybe it does.
That's racist.
The C Morning Zoo on Z100.
Yeah, there you go. When you're being a nut hut or a zookeeper.
The C Morning Zoo on Z100.
Do you know how many times I'm going to be doing that to Dan? Because he's always zookeeping.
The C Morning Zoo on Z100.
Sudan.
By the way, speaking of Dan has narcissistically insisted. Boy, onto that 1,000 didn't last very long. Already down to 945.
You said we just had to hit it. You didn't say we had to keep it.
I know what I said, bitch, and I know what I'm saying now.
Next time we have to maintain it for how long? Let's
just
get
saying,
it clear now.
You hit it. Now let's hold on.
I hit it and quit it, man. I move on.
You hit it. So, yay.
Yay. I mean, you were the one that set that goal.
The trilogy of polarization.
Oh.
The three most polarizing people on the show. With
the axis of evil.
One identifies as a snowflake. One identifies as a toothy, mouthy libetard. And the other one is just a girl that was born in Israel that has big teeth and a bad attitude. And that in itself is the trilogy of polarization. And they were able to obtain 1,000 viewers at one particular time. For about a minute, they sustained 1,000 viewers on YouTube. They are to be commended. Thank you. Now the next milestone, trilogy of polarization, would be if you could maintain that for a significant amount of time.
What is the amount of time? I'm not playing these reindeer games with you where you move the goalposts on us.
10 minutes.
Thank you.
Actually, at this point, it'd be better than 1,000 views. Just how about get us another couple hundred thumbs up? I mean, that's what really we need. Is
that's the
thumbs
hardest.
up.
That's impossible.
Yeah, like
Brian, I'm just saying, you guys for the trilogy.
170.
No, refresh it. We're up to 344.
Oh, that's what helps the most.
Yeah,
you normally finish every day around 400, give or take.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're saying we usually end up with about 400 thumbins.
We're at 395 already, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just saying.
Let's get some more thumbins and let's do both.
See if we get to 5.
Yeah, 500 would be nice.
That's not unrealistic.
No.
I think I switched.
Are you okay, Bubby?
I think we can get to 550.
See, Brian, you're jumping on the club here. See?
All right, so let's back to the Stephen A. Smith deal.
Yeah, his 1730s.
If you're Stephen A. Smith's Tom Bean and you will listen, which when Tom Bean handled me, I would not. I would literally be in Tom Bean's office before the show starts, and before the afternoon drive show starts, and he would be like, "Listen, please do not talk about Scott Greenstein's dad. Don't talk about, some things that we did, Lummy. First break. Bubba the Love Sponge, Sirius XM, Howard 101. Scott Greenstein, who's in charge of programming, he's not renewing our contract. Manson's got a song about his dad."
Oh, yeah.
Be like, Scott Greenstein's dad likes to have sex with monkeys or something, just something so outlandish. F you, Scott Greenstein.
Yeah, that was not.
Which really doesn't make the guy that's trying to negotiate that deal for you any easier.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that once the same article?
Did you? You know what, Steve? I don't think you should have said anything. This guy is not good enough to be a pimple on your ass in the overall scheme of who's got a larger platform. This is completely just you being narcissistic, thinking that you have to fight back. Hey, listen, I've been there. I've done it. I've done the same. I also have some words of wisdom to Pat McAfee right now too.
Yes, you do.
Pat McAfee, buddy, back it down a notch. Don't challenge management. Cash those big checks. Sit down. Be humble. Jesus, when you flex your muscles because you can, sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. I was out there just popping muscle poses, just crushing it. I should have been humble and listened. Shut my mouth, not engaged.
I think McAfee's just got such huge numbers right now that he fears nothing.
And I was there at one time, Seth. I feared nothing. And then that's good until it's not. It's so good. It's so good until it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat, you don't know when the tide turns. You don't know which incident is the one that goes from we will tolerate this to we will not. For real.
It seemed like he was happy that Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to be on the show anymore.
Yeah. So let me get through the Stephen A. Smith thing because I got to get into the Pat McAfee thing.
Oh yeah.
Did you tell them that once the same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me? Did you tell the folks that? You bitch. Did you tell them? You fat piece of shit. Did you tell them that? Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant. You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you? Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground? Did you tell them that once the same article?
All right, so there you go.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Whitlock's response was, I knew Stephen A. was limited. I didn't know he was that limited. I'm starting to feel sorry for him. I beat up a baby seal.
He looks like he could eat a baby seal, but I don't know about beating one
here's
up.
The thing, here's the thing, Seth. Had Stephen not given him anything to come back on, it'd be over.
Well,
now he has a chance to trump Stephen A. and has an opportunity to think of it and has writers, and it can be funnier than hell. Anna, you're over 1,000 right now.
I know.
We are a minute in. We're a minute in. We have 9 more minutes to go.
You know, had you not said that, Stephen A., I like it. I think you brought it hard, but enough of it. People don't care. You're Stephen A. Smith.
Well, he doesn't ever address anything, Bubba, and he owns his own podcast, so ESPN can't really tell him what to do, but he did let them know that he was going to do that. And I think kind of the way that he teased it, yesterday he goes, on Twitter, goes, I'm finally able to talk about that fat bastard, and didn't name him, and everybody was locked in. I would imagine it's probably one of his highest rated episodes so far.
Right.
So I get the fact about like responding and looking petty and all that, but I would say for the bottom line and the exposure of his show, I think he benefits too.
So
if
you're
Whitlock
saying,
it does also.
So you're saying keep it going because it's really good for the numbers.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's good to have a pop.
Is.
It's good to have a pop. It's good to know that Stephen A. does a show. He has a podcast where he doesn't talk about sports. He talks about other things going on, whatever, whether it's the Kardashians, Taylor Swift, whatever's happening in the news. Guys talked about the wars going on, and I think people now know about that didn't know that he had these things before.
And this was probably huge.
Oh yeah,
for that platform.
Yes,
there you go.
Yeah, he's had a pretty successful year since he kind of ventured off and started doing that stuff. I think it's great.
Good
I
for
love
him.
hearing him
I
talk about
like
that.
the guy.
Yeah.
Man, how long have you sustained it? You're at 1,009.
3 minutes.
Yeah, we were at 1,025 at our highest. I'm watching the numbers closely. It's almost like a telethon here.
It is. I figured Jerry Lewis and the tote board's going to come out next.
I don't want to get too excited because when they see you're too excited, that's when the numbers start dropping.
Well, I got to go into words, but I'm teasing with.
Oh no, words is terrible to hold it through.
The Pat McAfee drama, and Nick Saban retires from Alabama next.
Deliciously disgusting.
You're absolutely right.
This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
So Stephen A. has 650,000 views in 13 hours, and he's got 483,000 subscribers.
Right.
So he's exceeding what he's saying is he's exceeding his subscribers.
In the first 12 hours.
Yeah, the people outside of his network are, and I'm interested to see what his subscribers started at 12 hours ago.
Yeah, that's true.
How many new subscribers did he get?
I think Jason Whitlock and him are both adding a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, I
Jason
think
Whitlock's
Steven's probably
480.
adding more.
Well, Whitlock's at 482.
To his podcast?
To his YouTube.
He's talking about, is it on YouTube?
Yeah,
His
it's
podcast
YouTube.
exclusive?
Yeah, even
Oh,
that
okay.
show's on YouTube.
Yeah. It'd be cool if there was a way to historically view their numbers.
A lot of people do that stuff, to count the numbers before, because a
Yeah.
lot of it was like, Travis Kelce started this playoff game with this many Instagram followers, and
Yeah.
then it ended with this.
Wait, so is Pat McAfee upset then?
No.
No, he's happy, so what's the problem? Isn't that what management wanted, was to get him off?
But it seemed like he was happy that Aaron Rodgers was gone.
But Aaron Rodgers is gone. He hasn't done his show during like every off season,
Yes,
right?
he has.
Oh.
So wait, but if...
Last 2 years.
Like once or twice
Wait.
though. It's not like
Last 2 years.
regular.
Last 2 years, yeah.
Wait, I'm confused then. So then
Every week?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't...
And then in the off season.
I would imagine
But
that
ESPN was paying him. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a contract.
I thought then that
Oh, he was under contract.
management and Pat McAfee are on the same page.
They are now.
Well, they are, but
They had a talking to. I think he had a talking to with management at the playoff.
Hold on, everybody needs to save it because we're going to talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think Pat McAfee had a come to Jesus.
I
see. Had an ESPN content
with his big apology.
Dude, it's hard for me to watch that guy. He's so fucking
shot out.
Yeah. I've never seen anyone do like radio, like standing, moving.
But do you have
jumping.
Pat McAfee's apology? Not apology, but his explanation.
This right here.
Yeah. From yesterday.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and also that guy that jumped over the desk and took a lunge at that judge was charged with.
I thought we saw that yesterday.
No. He's back in front of a different judge.
Oh, I erased that because I thought it was. So resend it to me because I thought
It's in
that.
prep, but I'll send it.
I know it's. When I say I erased it,
You mean on your tab?
that means I saw it from you and I misinterpreted it. So could you please resend it?
It is sent.
Ha! Did he?
Go to 250 about.
If he did, that's amazing. That's what I was going for.
Mommy, what are you talking about?
Someone said, because I posted a couple things about McAfee yesterday on our Twitter.
Yeah?
Well, let me just check if that's true.
Just tell me news as I need it, okay? I'm over here doing stuff. Did you put something on McAfee and we may got something?
Supposedly, but I'm looking.
That's probably wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't go on chat.
You can't go on chat.
No.
They'll mislead you.
You go to about 250. That's when the new judge starts filing all the charges from him lunging at the other judge.
All right, start at what?
2 minutes and 50 seconds is when they start throwing the new charges on him.
Oh, the guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite YouTube comment from today was about a half hour ago. Somebody says, "Damn it, Brian, can't you?" He had clearly been not listening to the show. He's like, "Why don't you ever
250?
wear a T-shirt?" Even Jay wears a T-shirt and a hat and looks relaxed sometimes, and called me for
Got
a
me,
douchebag.
Josh.
Yeah.
Lummy, did they get you?
I did. The one day I did.
Yeah.
What,
One
Lummy?
day I did.
Probably.
Yep.
And I got told I looked like
Well,
a
I checked it. I didn't come out and say it.
Man. We get judged for our looks.
I mean, what are we talking about?
No, I'm just trapped. They lied.
Actually,
What they lie to you about?
They just said because they said Pat McAfee responded to you. And I fucking was like, no, can they check it?
Thank
That would be great.
Nothing.
You might take another one out
Yeah, we're kind of wired the same way.
Work on it.
No.
That's all. Thank you.
Mostly it wiped off.
Really? No, I get the. People
Why
are
is it?
saying, yeah.
Oh, it's
Like,
pain.
people like throw off the show like that first man more than like
Funny,
it.
Josh.
It's mean
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, that's the best cleaner I
That was funny.
Just gotta get good with
That's
the,
awesome.
the
Thank you,
inner
man.
circle. Whew.
Yeah.
The tribe of people.
You're like a new man.
I hear it's
that looks bad.
divided in half.
Yeah, yeah, no, I
It
know.
is. It's always divided.
It was just
No,
like
no,
giving up on
no.
life, you know. So I was just, but I'm getting back on track where I started caring again. So
Feuding.
but yeah,
I
plus
don't think
someone hit
that
that car.
happens.
You
Actors
kidding me?
Might be
That
that.
sucks.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
You might be able to get a.
Sometimes people
you know,
send me
that's gotta
cookie
keep
shit,
going
and
up.
then I ask
And
questions.
they have
I wouldn't
deals
even
with
engage.
Well, they reach out to me.
Right. Yeah.
$50, $60.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess since it's cleaned up now, there's no reason I shouldn't go ahead and try to get that work done. I'm sure somebody listening could probably.
Thank God.
So then I like was
Yeah.
like, well, you can't just write that to me.
Yeah,
And then I inquired.
That's
and they're
right.
just
I'm
like,
just gonna
You
tell.
get
That's
that.
fucked up.
I'll tell somebody to
So
bring
now
it
I'm
to
just
bar.
paranoid and like. I mean, I'm not.
What's the work on my car during
That's
bar?
fucked up.
What's wrong with your car?
He's
No.
got a big dent down the side of it and a big scratch where somebody hit him.
That's on brand.
Sumo just cleaned the stuff off my car.
Sumo, that's on brand.
Fucking sweetheart.
That's Lummy. He's seen me do it. It wiped it
Yeah,
off.
Sumo was detailing Seth's car.
That's
out there.
great, but Seth having a dent on the side of it with the scratch is on
Someone
brand.
hit me though, Bubba.
Guys, 10 seconds.
Congratulations. There's no remorse and no regret associated with anything they do.
You are refreshingly vulgar.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba the Love Sponge show. Tuesday, January 11th, 2024. Lummy, remember, I think it was maybe last week where that African-American gentleman was being sentenced in, was it New Orleans? Was it
Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And so he was just, him and his lawyer came walking in. He'd been found guilty of, I don't know if it was a jury or it was just a judge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was a plea deal from the prosecution. I don't know. But he was in front of the judge to be sentenced. And he was, in just regular street clothes. Like a lot of people, A lot of times, Brian, you're not coming from the jail. When you're getting sentenced, that means, you're coming in from your house and you're going to just have regular street clothes. Now, they're going to probably, after they sentence you, take you now away and start the processing of you being a prisoner.
Yeah, he was on bail and he was looking for probation only as
Right.
his sentence.
And so his
He's
schmarmy
pretty
ass
much a lifetime criminal. His family says has a history of mental illness.
Right.
Yada, yada, yada.
And his judge is his little schmarmy ass attorney is like, we feel that probation would be great. This is more rehabilitation, And the judge says, nope, I think we're going to go a different direction and give him a taste of, and she was getting ready to say prison.
Yep.
And this guy turns into like, I don't know, an all-star.
Troy Polamalu coming over the offensive line on a goal line stand.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
That or, maybe a world-class high jumper, triple jumper, and he clears the desk that's in front of you and then makes up, then dashes through the little bit of real estate it is to the judge's, desk, which the judge's desk is always elevated. He Supermans over her desk and tackles her.
Completely clears it.
Yeah.
It
from
is
head
an
to toe.
amazing feat. I would never, ever, ever, ever encourage anybody to do this to another human being, especially a judge. But man,
it should be an Olympic sport.
Airtime that he got was just exceptional.
I mean, I wish the courtroom would provide us with their surveillance footage so we could see all different angles of it, because really there's only one angle of it, and it's kind of from the perspective of somebody that's in the like where he would be, like maybe his attorney or something like that. Or it's kind of a side deal. But, man, I wish I could see it a little bit better. So, anyway, that guy yesterday got sentenced by the judge that he tried to attack. And
no, this is just his charging hearing.
Oh, no, he's already, but you have to understand, he was sentenced yesterday.
Oh, yeah, on the
original reason of why he was in court.
2 days ago.
Don't correct me when I'm wrong.
No, yesterday was this. 2 days ago. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
We discussed it
correct.
Yesterday.
They brought him in a spit mask, and they had him all shackled up, and the judge that he originally attacked addressed him and gave him his sentence.
The original sentence that she was going to give him before he attacked her.
She even had her notes from that day, what she was going to give him, and she made that part of the file that she didn't go any more heavy-handed because of that incident.
Yeah, she had to, because it's going to be an appellate issue.
Right, she didn't want to make an appellate
Yeah.
issue. So now there is no appellate issue because she gave you what she was going to give you before you attacked her.
She knew her friend, Judge Susie Q, was going to really give him the business.
Right, but
so she's like I don't need to do it.
No way for appeal on that. There's you have zero stance for an appeal on that because you didn't get 1 second more for basically trying to beat her ass. I think he got a couple good licks in.
He got attempted murder charge.
Yeah, he did.
So he 2 days ago he went back in front of the original judge. She gave him 18 to 48 months or something like that.
Yep.
Now he's back in front of the judge, a different judge yesterday. Now is this for
the
attack on the judge?
Correct.
So this hearing is for the crime of attacking the judge.
Yes, and everyone else.
Is their courtroom sponsored by the Vegas Golden Knights? What is going on
I don't
here?
know.
I was wondering about that the whole time. Are they just big fans?
No,
or
I bet you it's there's slot machines out in the lobby. And
hold on now.
It's a whole thing in Vegas.
Or maybe this judge has free season tickets. Might want to look into that. Vegas Knights go, hey, listen, man, we want
sports fan.
We want. Listen, if you're a business, I mean, Brian, if you're a business, don't you want judges to patronize your business?
Well, you definitely want a judge on your side if you ever have a problem.
So if you're the Vegas Knights and you got an opportunity to vig out the whole entire circuit court, so that in case something ever comes across their desk, they're like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be good. If you can grease those wheels, grease it, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if Usher gave her any tickets to his show when he was doing his residency there.
I don't know. Here we go. This is her. I'm trying to.
You've been given a copy of the criminal complaint this morning.
Yes, I have been given one.
You're being charged with count 1, attempt murder, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 2, battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily harm, victim 60 years.
Did she do a rail of cocaine right before blurting this out?
She's lit. This is her moment. She knows everybody in America is watching her right now, so she's a little nervous.
Here we go.
She's pacing back and
however,
forth
I
like
make
Dan
those-
at the roast.
What's that?
She's pacing back and forth at the judge stand like Dan at the roast.
Disclosures under Rule 2.11, Comment 5. Mr. Redden, have you been given a copy of the criminal complaint this morning?
Yes, I have been given one.
You're being charged with count 1, attempt murder, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 2, battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily harm, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 3, extortion by threat, a felony. Count 4, intimidating a public officer, a felony. Count 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all battery on an officer, the same name victim. Oh, and by the way, I do not know any of the other victims named in the criminal complaint. Those are all felony offenses. Count 10, performance of act or neglect of duty and willful or wanton disregard of safety or persons of property.
Man, they went deep on the state statute log, did they not, Brian?
They got him with.
They went and hired. They went and got four paralegals to say, I want you to find every. If he spit on the sidewalk getting here, I want to find that charge too.
I bet you if you look in front of the bench, somebody drew a chalk crosswalk and they got him for jaywalking.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Substantial bodily harm or death, a felony. Battery on a protected person, count 11, that's a gross misdemeanor offense. Count 12, battery by a prisoner, a felony. Count 13, unlawful act related to human excrement or bodily fluid, a felony. All allegedly occurring on January 3rd of 2024. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, I understand.
Can you afford to hire a private lawyer at this time? I'm sorry?
I'm trying to,
Can you afford to hire a private lawyer of your own expense and choosing?
No, not at this time, no.
Are you a veteran or a member of our military?
No.
I can appoint a lawyer from the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Thank you.
Now, Brian, when that happens, like I know big time lawyers sometimes get like, $750, $1,000 an hour, high profile, $1,500. That's kind of the big high going rate here in Tampa. What does a public defender make?
No, at the public defender's office, they are probably making $20 to $30 an hour with the amount of work that they actually do.
Do you have to be a public defender, or is it only just to get some experience to move on? Or does every attorney, like as part of the code of being an attorney, have to do so much of that pro bono work?
No. You can go into the public defender's office if you didn't do exceptionally well, or maybe that's what you want to do. But they start out at like $66,000 a year.
Las Vegas Mario 25 on the Venmo.
And they can be working 60 hours a week at that rate. I mean, it's where you cut your teeth. Some people have a passion for it, but most start out there and then go into private practice after.
Has there ever been an opportunity? Has there ever been a situation where they don't have enough public defenders because it's the worst thing in the legal system to do?
So in those,
as far as paying wise,
in those scenarios where they either have a conflict in the public defender's office or something happens, they have a list of attorneys that get paid a very low hourly rate that are private attorneys that sign up and are a part of this. So again, you're not getting top-notch legal counsel. You're getting somebody who's signed up for a list because they could use the extra money.
Yeah.
Scott Big Ope, $100. Venmo.
See you tonight.
I think they're in town.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they're at the house.
Prior to Your Honor calling the case, I did, as a friend of the court, talk to Mr. Redden about his right to a Valdez-Jimenez hearing. I know that he did not have one in initial appearance court. However, he's going to be choosing to waive the prompt hearing given the circumstances that happened yesterday in district court where he's already been sentenced in his other case.
Okay, so he was sentenced?
Correct.
Okay, was he sentenced to jail or prison?
Correct.
Okay.
1948.
Oh, good. Then we ain't got to worry about.
So
That was for the original thing.
He understood that. As
So Brian, the way I'm taking it is, they're like, there's no conflict in any type of sentencing. The only problem would have been if had he been sentenced to probation and not been incarceration. And that could potentially be, something that they need to talk through.
Yeah,
but
he's going to be incarcerated.
Since he's already been sentenced to be incarcerated and he's coming from the incarcerated world, there's nothing that this is a non-factor.
There's no bail to consider, no amount of bail to consider because he's incarcerated for what should be.
He's
the
a ward of
pendency
the state.
Yeah,
correct. Did you guys see that in 2011?
said that he's not trying to have the hearing today.
Okay, that's fine, and I'll canvass them on that. My only issue is I think what has happened is some standard bail figures have carried over since booking. So by the time he sees a judge, he is entitled to a Valdez Jimenez hearing, but it is at that point that the court sets release conditions. So I'm removing the standard bail numbers that were only assessed at booking, frankly, until he sees a judge.
Why would bail even be a factor if you're already a prisoner of the state?
I think because let's say he got out, or let's say he appealed and won on the other charge, or this case lasted long enough, and this is me guessing, or this case lasted long enough that his other sentence is over, then they have to have that bail number set for him,
all right,
so that he knows what it is.
I hope she comes up with a big one.
Well, it's going to be a big one because what she's saying is the initial bail that was set on January 3rd when he was booked, or January 4th after he was booked initially, was only based on that initial charge that they arrested him on, and now they've added 32 charges.
Right.
Since
So
then.
that
his complaints are looking as big as Donald Trump's.
So that $25,000 willy-nilly bond they had when he was just skipped out on probation, now you're attacking on 32 felonies. It's not going to be a 32 willy-nilly anymore.
Yeah, no,
it's going to be. This is going to be a multi-million-dollar bail.
He'll probably be somewhere.
What's the largest bail ever set in the history of the law?
I mean, maybe like $5 million. I don't know.
Really?
Melissa Carpenter,
I don't
$100 Venmo.
Hey Alexa, what's the highest bail
$3
amount?
billion. Robert Durst.
Whoa. Who's that?
The highest bail amount was $100 billion set by a Miami, Florida judge in 1989 for 4 individuals accused of committing an armed robbery.
Well, there you go. You were wrong, Brian.
How much was that?
$100 million for 4 people.
$100 million?
No,
billion.
no. Yeah, it's billion.
Billion.
It's a
$100 billion.
Wow.
For 4 people.
$100 billion for 4 people. What did they do wrong?
Can you get that from a bail bondsman?
I don't think you can.
You got to go to a few.
I don't think that you. I don't think you're bailable.
You got to go to A easy, A plus plus, A
And given
plus.
the attempt murder charge of count 1, that is a set in court bail. So the standard bail numbers will be removed. It will be replaced with a set in court bail or release condition. He is entitled to a Valdez Jimenez hearing within 48 hours unless good cause shown. But you say, Mr. Redden, Ms. Medina tells me that without waiving a bail hearing completely, you're at least willing to waive it
But
for
what's
now.
it like just
because-
standing there knowing your life's over? I mean, I don't know what this guy's thinking because he's clearly has some mental, some chicken issues.
I will tell you this, man, and there's not a person, because Brian had a big dust up with the FBI, and it was they interrogated you for what, 14 hours, 18 hours?
It was like 10 hours total.
Right.
Did they give you a drink or anything?
Well, it wasn't straight. It was over 2
Consecutive, not
sessions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I think the longest session was like 6, and then the second was 4 or something like that.
But Brian,
It's a good time. I recommend it.
There's nobody
Good for weight loss.
There's nobody here that can tell you that you've been tried by a jury.
No.
And your fate, your freedom was hinging and was upon the verdict of 6 or 7 men and women of your community.
Yeah, I didn't have a shank in my pocket like you did, or a pre-shank in my pocket like you did, as you have your toothbrush and toothpaste in there waiting to hear.
You have no idea, Brian. I mean, Seth, when they say, please rise, they always this is how it goes. The judge goes, does the jury have a verdict? And the jury foreman says, yes, we do. And the judge says, will the jury foreman hand the bailiff the verdict to hand to me? Now, sometimes the judge will read it. Other times the reporter of the
foreman?
Brian, sometimes they have like the
bailiff, court reporter?
They always have the court reporter read it.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So
always. Madam Court Reporter, please read.
Yeah.
And she stands up. And then the first thing she confirms, that it's a true, that it's the judge confirms it's the true and correct verdict. The foreperson says yes. Then he hands it to the Madam Foreperson.
Why do they have to read it?
I don't know. That's weird.
It's format.
I think it's.
I understand that, but like why? Like
it's a formality.
We don't know, Anna.
Jeez.
Why?
I don't know, but I'm not going to yell at you about it. But I don't know.
I'm going to yell at you because she just constantly picks at stupid stuff that derails the story. It doesn't matter why. That's what she does. Why do you drive over the Gandhi? Why do you drive over the Howard Franklin instead of the Courtney Well, I don't know.
Gandhi?
I don't even know.
To get to work.
I can't even put an analogy. But the Madam, what is it? The
clerks.
Court reporter.
No, it's the clerk.
You stand
if
up.
If I said court reporter, I was wrong. It's the
I know
clerk.
the judge tells you to stand up and take your licks. And at that point, man, before they say, they'll do the whole spiel.
What were you facing for the hog trial?
Animal cruelty, felony animal cruelty.
How many years?
5 years.
Oh.
And Judge Figueroa had sent word to my counsel that if I was found guilty, that maybe not the other three, but at least I don't know how fair this is, but at least I was going to be remanded. They were going to take me into custody. He had told my attorneys that. So I get a call that night. We rested our case, and the judge and we knew we were going to rest our case. And my attorneys knew that the deliberations weren't going to be that long because the state put up no evidence. The state, the only time, juries have to wade through evidence and talk about every piece of evidence that's been presented to them. And so when the only thing that's been presented to them is our side of the story, and the states just basically they don't bring any experts, they don't bring any hunters, they don't bring any veterinarians, they don't bring anybody. They don't bring anybody in. They don't bring anybody in. My attorneys knew that it wasn't going to take that long deliberation. Whether I'm guilty or not guilty, it was going to be less than a day. So we got in there, and Kevin and Steve and Norman Cannella had called me the night before and said, listen, we're going to have a verdict tomorrow. And Judge Figueroa has got a hold of us and told us that they are going to remand you immediately. So we are automatically trying to set up an appellate deal, bonding deals. They were all working on that, Seth, that day, that morning, so that I could get out. Brian, how long would it have taken to get me out, you think?
Probably 2 or 3 hours.
That's it?
I think so. It doesn't take too long to process you and everything.
No, but with no bail, they weren't going to offer a bail.
Well, they have to offer you a bail amount. If you're waiting sentencing,
so they really,
they should offer you a bail amount if you're awaiting sentencing, especially if there's a chance that you don't serve any jail time.
Did you get a last meal in, Bubba, because you thought you might be taken away after the verdict?
No.
There's a good video on our YouTube, Bubba. I sent it to you for explaining your hog trial and everything that you went through.
Where'd you find it at?
We put it up like 8 months ago.
You were going to say years ago, didn't you?
No, 8 months ago.
No, it was probably like 4 or 5 months ago.
Well, it says 8 months on the YouTube.
Oh, okay. What's it say?
You're right.
No, it just explains it. It kind of breaks down the trial. If you go through it, it shows.
It's old news footage.
Yeah.
We found
the show involved in the on-air castration. Okay, but this...
Yeah, you can just...
Found it just laying around.
Segment known as The Road, who has a pig sanctuary in Fort Myers.
This pig was tortured, mutilated.
In the wild.
Agreed.
This just happened in a parking lot in South Tampa, live on the air. And the judges made it very clear the entertainment value has nothing to do with this case. So the question is, was the animal treated...
By the way, Seth, This was my dream team. This is all my
All
counsel.
those guys?
Well, no, 4 of us are defendants, but everybody else, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy.
You can see Powder Brent Hatley there sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
That guy, and that guy was all my team. And first, this person.
Who was the most panicked about getting found guilty?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Me.
Like Brent was cool about it.
I mean, I
Was Bubba facing more time? Were you facing more time?
No, we were all facing the
5
same.
years.
But here's the deal.
Brent served in the military. He wasn't afraid of a little jail time.
It's okay. He can gain 20 pounds of muscle in 3 months, so that's cool.
But here's the deal. Listen to me. Here's the deal. The state only wanted one person. They had to throw those other 3 in to make it look good. I mean, Brian will tell you, they only wanted one person. They wanted me. Clear Channel had meetings with Mark Ober, and Mark Ober flat out said, if you fire Bubba, this goes away. If you don't fire Bubba and we get a criminal conviction on him, we're going to also criminally go after you. Those conversations, I mean, most companies fold under those type of deals, right?
Yeah, but your ratings were through the roof.
Yeah.
Did cruelly. Bubba sits listening as the defense team presents its closing statements
stressed.
about the castration and
I started getting pimples on my face and everything.
killing of Andy the wild pig at 98 Rocks parking lot last year.
This isn't the place for...
All right, let's
Pure
just.
pain, and it's legal.
I think Kevin was. Is this where Kevin went crazy?
One lawyer pointed out
Here we go.
there are many cases where animals endure pain, and it's legal.
We know that every time we watch a horse race, we watch that jockey just whipping the heck out of that horse. We know there's no prosecution for that.
Good one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's
We're going
true.
to talk about poking pigs.
Prosecutors concede there are situations where animals might endure pain, and legally it's considered necessary. But
I'm eating like certs.
See Stevie back there?
And Skittles, and I'm just beside my.
argued this pig slaughter was not necessary. They say the animal was cast.
Yeah, toward the end, they got an interview after with
He
Phil
tastes
Campbell,
better.
too.
Clem walked out of the courthouse a free man, hugging and thanking those involved with his case.
Louis Vuitton.
Is that Tara?
That's Tara, yeah.
Oh.
And I still got this Louis Vuitton briefcase.
Oh, we got to sell that, Bubba.
Big Dick's plotting against you as we speak
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
video.
Look at him.
He's such a douche.
I have to thank the jurors, obviously, who could see through and read the letter of the law.
Look at Lasker.
Yeah, blonde hair. Look at the blonde hair.
Look at Tara looks hot, and Lasker looks like he's part of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I tell you what,
Let me tell you
Bubba,
something. This is all one based on my outlaw bikers.
we're going to have
doing-
all the outlaws out there, and if you get found guilty, we are going to burn.
Controversial radio isn't a crime, and the First Amendment did come through.
At issue was a stunt on
bunch of wild. All right, hold on.
into it being
Phil Campbell's at like 6:30.
That could have told me. Hold on here. I would have liked to have
Hold on here.
He's been trying to bite out the cage here.
It may sound like the animal was hurt, but the jury foreman says he had no way of knowing what he was hearing was real or possibly made up just to entice listeners.
Now, see, this is the jury foreman. How weak of a case, Brian, does the state have when this is the jury foreman? And the reason why he didn't get this information is because the state didn't give it to him.
Like to have seen the prosecution have some witnesses, have a vet up there of their own that could have told me that it was what that pig
Hold on, this isn't some guy off the street. This is the jury foreman, right?
experience was.
But the prosecution did not call any expert witnesses, instead relying on the tapes to speak for themselves.
I don't know what additional evidence we could.
So listen, it's true story. I have to go into words. This guy, me and Brent we always, every time we saw him, we go, okay.
Mr. Mackey?
Yeah, he kept saying, okay.
Killing pigs is bad, okay? If you're going to kill pigs here in South Tampa.
I'm going after Bubba and Brent, okay.
Okay.
I don't know, how many witnesses are you going to I ain't going to bring up no witnesses, okay. So we screwed with this guy so bad, oh my God, because he was a lone trick ranger. Like they didn't give this guy any support. They didn't give him any evidence. They gave him zero budget.
What most likely happened is they contacted 3 or 4 different experts and they turned him down.
Right.
They said, we're not going to testify to that because we know
it's not true.
Right.
As to the real issues in this case that could have assisted us in this prosecution. Really don't.
The prosecutor in this case admits this was a tough one, but he's convinced when he still reads the animal cruelty law in the state of Florida that what happened to that pig was against the law.
Agreed.
But Bubba and his 3 co-defendants, a producer and 2 listeners, never...
Shut up, Seth.
What the hell?
That's Cactus Jack.
The hunters who killed the pig cried tears of
Bubba, is this
joy
your
when the
crew?
verdict
Yeah.
Oh my God! I would have sent you all to jail.
Those are my 2 hunters.
I would have just.
Here's the thing. Here's another odd thing about this. Technically, those 2 are the ones that killed the pig. I was in a whole different building, 50, 80, 90, 100 feet away from where this was happening. I was only broadcasting it. That's it.
Are these guys crying?
I didn't have.
They're not going to jail.
I didn't have.
We know, Bubba.
any
You didn't-
hands on this.
Yeah, you love it. You're PETA. Since you're a member of PETA, right?
Yeah.
What year was this?
2000 and I think 2002, 2001, 2002.
So can we do like a
As he
25th
left
anniversary hog roast or
courthouse,
something?
He was still confused.
No.
Bubba the
We'll
Love
get the
Sponge
foreman.
says
We'll get
he doesn't have any plans.
lawyers.
In
Yeah,
Tampa, I'm Jan
reunion.
Thornburg, Fox 13 News.
Yeah, it's 6:30. You got Phil Campbell kind of.
Oh, geez.
Camel.
The celebration at 98 Rock popped
Bottles
off
of
with a
Dom.
bubbly, and
So we did
Bubba
it next
says
morning.
he's
Hurry up.
prosecution seemed to throw in the towel. They put on a minimal case. They had no experts. They had no one to basically explain why this was cruel and unusual.
They didn't call any expert witnesses because they couldn't find any.
But State Attorney Mark Ober says he's satisfied with the case his staffers put on.
He does not know what else he could have put on. The tape, in my opinion, speaks volumes.
Ober's only real regret is the outcome of the case. He says there's no sour grapes against the judicial system. He says it works, win or lose.
If I respect juries' opinions when the state prevails, I certainly...
By the way, the only prosecuting attorney in the history of America that has gone on trial for a name-calling case is a witness in a name-calling slander defamation case of 2 radio personalities. Remember that, Brian? He was actually a witness.
Everybody remembers it
Philosophically.
well. Philosophically, we remember it.
He was a witness, and he started off by telling the jury who he was and how he could put you in jail and even kill you. For real, Seth, he's opened up by saying, "Hi, I'm Mark Ober. I'm the state attorney for Hillsborough County, 13th Circuit, and I have the power to put you in jail. I have the power to take your freedoms away. I have the power to kill people."
Oh yeah, lay it out. Put it right on the table.
But that's not good taste for the jury, is it? Is it, Brian? When you're telling them, "I got the power to kill people," don't you think at that point they may think that you're a little bit of a dick, a little power-hungry dick?
It could go against you. Mistakes were made in that trial, clearly.
Let me
bringing that case to begin with.
Let me go to words, and then we'll do the Pat McAfee stuff. Okay,
sounds good.
Don't forget today's after show, Lummy.
Just
the 2 Live Jew.
Yeah,
that's available only where you get our podcasting.
Find a safe place and stay there. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse asked him for advice.
Oh, God.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Frozen Rats. What was the name of the band that he was in, Bubba?
Who?
Rat Milkshake guy.
Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth. Seth's just shaking his head. Yeah.
So fucking gross. We were the first ones that were going to broadcast a live suicide, remember?
Yeah, that guy wanted to kill himself, right?
Right.
Bubba, these trappers, these hog killers that you got, they look like a bunch of pussies. Like they're all crying and shit in the courtroom.
Well, they're out killing hogs. Come on.
I mean, do you keep in contact with the boys?
Seth.
Yeah, when's the last time you spoke to the trappers?
Seth.
Yeah.
You cry over the fucking if the Cubs lose.
Yeah, but you cried over an AI fucking tape of Hogan, so.
That was the greatest piece of comedy I've ever heard in my fucking life. I fucking had tears. Tears. I just got baptized, brother.
Me and Scott at the Indian Rocks Beach Baptist Church. And so everybody keeps talking about, oh, it took me 6 hours. That was the whole process. That was with me learning the software. That was with them generating it, which took 3 hours for them to generate it after I submitted all the audio. That was with me ripping the audio, and then that was me having to regenerate the clips, each paragraph, until it sounded the most believable. So it was a process, but it would be a lot quicker. I could get something new like that out within like a half hour now. But the initial startup took a long time. Yeah, we're not over 1,000 when we went to break, but we were pretty much 10 minutes over 1,000. And our like-ins, our thumb-ins on YouTube, up to, what's the number? 568. We appreciate that.
That's great.
Yep, that may be a new record for a standard show, non-specialty format. So when's your 50th anniversary in radio, Bubba? 2032?
I started in 86.
86, okay. So we're coming up on 40. I think for your 40th, you should do like a gigantic Bubba blowout where you kind of recreate and have like people on and recreate some of the stunts and the bits that you did. Might be cool. Still 2 years to plan it. Are you having a seizure?
I'm dancing.
That's dancing? Looks like seizing. Didn't you like dance? Weren't you on like a dance team for the Anteaters or something like that?
That's Santa Cruz. I want to stand part. We're the Gauchos.
The Gauchos.
Ole.
Banana slugs.
Banana slugs. Fucking so funny. Anytime we play them, we're like, fuck you guys. You guys are fucking slugs, bro.
Just throw salt at them.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, she was hilarious. Yeah, no, I did dance. It's been a while. My mom went to dance studio for 25 years.
Yeah?
I like grew up in the city.
You are awful. Yeah. Were you trying there or were you just goofing? Okay, let me see you try.
I would have to like seriously stretch and.
I'm not asking you to do like complicated moves. I just want to see you like do like a simple little thing.
You want me to like tap dance for you?
With fucking regular shoes?
I think I have tap shoes here.
You have tap shoes here?
Scout.
It's gonna
the ones that like 5-year-olds wear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Besides the Lions.
Time step.
Oh yeah, Stafford. Yeah, the Stafford return.
Yep. Because they're playing good. Well,
both teams. What do you think about the Bears canning their offense?
And I can do wings.
Who?
Bears firing their offense.
Sounds a lot cooler in tap shoes.
Everybody can do
Well, that's just because they don't want to fire the coach.
So this
So you're stuck with them.
Most people go like
For at least 1 year.
I'm actually like
I didn't see
now.
that.
They won 3 games last year.
I know,
And they won 7 this year.
I go like.
Oh.
It's like,
But I'm hoping it means they'll keep Fields if they're keeping the head coach for some continuity. You know.
well, he likes Fields.
They both kind of like Fields.
Justin Fields forever.
So I've never loved them
Let
like
me
that.
take you down, 'cause I'm going to
Oh, Bubba,
see
reckon the quad's gonna call it at
Real song.
9:45 still.
play it Soldier
You still want that?
Field.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to fucking quickly.
Against the Bears when he's on the Falcons.
Time to draw the line.
Welcome to new levels of insanity and depravity.
Yeah, we're talking about
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We all have a heartfelt reason to support our blood pressure. In fact, more than half of the U.S. population would benefit from some sort of blood pressure support. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. Over 30,000 5-star reviews and counting. Super Beet Heart Chews support healthy circulation, so you not only get good blood pressure support, but you also get productive heart-healthy energy without the crash. Support your heart health with Super Beet Heart Chews right now. Get a 30-day supply of Super Beet Heart Chews. You're also going to get a free full-size bag of what, Lum Lum?
Turmeric.
Those chews are valued at $25, and it all starts and stops by going to BubbaLovesBeats.com. Get this very exclusive offer only at BubbaLovesBeats.com. Yes, Brian, you for the rest of your life will go down as having almost me shed a tear as we did our Bubba Army roast gimmick and you bought some kind of AI software and mastered it and then put in a bunch of Hogan talking in there in order to make Hogan act like he was talking to me. And yes, if this is a minute 38, for a third of this time, you had me going. And had you not gotten kind of a little bit nasty, where you had to get nasty because you had to prove to everybody that indeed it was AI, but had you not gone there, you may have had me, like had you just ended it with, listen, brother, I'll get a hold of Gina and Brian and give them my number for us to get together soon, brother. So my mic is off? Sorry, hold on.
So I can tell you what my original plan was actually to find a Hogan lookalike. And
have bust in
and have him walk through the door, and then I would have then the AI would have been just straight AI. But because there is, it's for those of you out there who may be balding, have yellow hair, and be 6'7" or so, there is an open market for a Hulk Hogan lookalike nationwide. There isn't one, so that's an unfilled, untapped area. Because I was going to pay somebody to come here and play that, and then just have it be like, oh, forget this, man, and then just have the door open, and then I would have them play "I Am a Real American" as on the audio as he walked through the door. And it would have been amazing.
Bubba, it's been a long, long time, brother. Regina and Brian reached out to me and asked that I record something for your roast. I have held on to this grudge for a long time, and it's time to finally let it go. I was baptized at Indian Rocks Baptist Church this week with Scott.
I mean, like right now, I mean, if a lot of people knew before that this was,
Bubba, can I just tell you what the dead giveaway was? It was the fact that you had talked about his son 2 days before that.
Yeah, but when you get baptized, sometimes you're supposed to forgive it all. Now,
the
hold on.
setup when I was on, hold on real quick.
Hold on. No, everybody. Up to this point, if you don't know, you got to think this is real. Up to this point.
And I during the setup, I said we worked really hard. We cashed in a lot of favors, Gina and I, to make this happen. But I think in the last 2 days, you've ruined it.
Right.
So I wanted, I anticipated that there's no way Hogan would do that with him going after Nick. But I had kind of baked that in.
All right, hold on.
It served as a reminder that the only thing bigger than Hulkamania is God.
See again. So again, I mean, everybody. You can't. You're not even. You don't even let them off the hook yet, Brian.
And also you when you were at your fattest.
Now at this point, now I'm thinking, and fattest is a little cut off there.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to get a little kabukied on the deal.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Then they must have run through all the washed-up jobbers, and they had to settle for a broken shell of a man.
See, now so at this point, I'm like, okay, here comes the insult. This can't be real.
Seriously though, we had some great times together, brother. I will never forget everything you did to help me and my family. If I'd known at the time that when you let me Heather that I'd become the highest paid porn star in history, I would have never gotten mad at you.
All right, jeez, you little bitch.
Thank you for doing me a solid with your testimony in my case.
Yeah, you're right on that. That's an inside Iggy. Only Brian knows.
I think that made a big difference in the outcome of me getting millions and millions of dollars.
I mean, Brian, had I told, not the truth, but had I, testified along, I could have made things a lot different for him. Right? Had Gawker,
Absolutely.
Had Gawker used me as the red herring they thought they were going to be able to use me as, it would have made it, he would have lost.
Probably.
That's why you self-destructed and lost everything. I went online and looked at some recent photos of you. You're looking pretty good, but that new girlfriend of yours is looking even better. Talk about silky milkies. I wouldn't mind some alone time with her while you go hang out in your office, if you know what I mean.
This is so bad.
I actually listened to some of your recent shows. I like the new feel without Manson and Ned, but man, has Dr. Dan become a real douchebag.
Brian just had to get that in there.
Yeah. I give his performance 2 giant Hogan farts. Finally, I would like to ask all of the Bubba Army and Hulkamaniacs out there to check out Hogan's Hangout in Clearwater and to call VH1.com and vote for Brookie. Hootie out, brother.
So Hogan was always self-promoting, so that was the rib there at the end. It wasn't funny, but that is exactly what Hogan would do if he was recording a message, would be to do something for himself.
So Pat McAfee, listen, Pat, I've never been on your level ever. You're killing it. Getting $30 million contracts. I think you're beyond that now.
Where does he broadcast from?
Indianapolis.
I think it was $85 million.
Yeah, it was up there.
I think his baby deal that he cut with DraftKings or whatever.
No, FanDuel.
FanDuel a couple years ago, a couple deals ago was like a $30 million a year deal.
Yep.
And then then ESPN. He's absolutely killing it. Like, who am I to even? But I was killing it by my standards, living large, thinking I was untouchable, being arrogant, calling people out, calling heads of programming out. Pat, you might want to feather the gas a little bit, buddy. And now it comes across now. So here's the backstory to it all. He has Aaron Rodgers on every Tuesday as a guest. Now, Pat McAfee's by default guest host is AJ Hawk from AJ's house. And AJ's on almost every day, right?
Yes, he is.
I'm sure he probably gets paid too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, of course he does, yeah.
Right. And so, Pat McAfee has benefited by basically having all the news that Aaron Rodgers has been in the last 2 years. You always get the exclusive from Pat McAfee. Like Aaron Rodgers would save his comment about either how much he hated Packers, or how he was going to go into a deep, dark retreat, or how he's going to get on some ayahuasca, or just everything.
Or his rehab, or just everything this year.
Everything his entire life usually ends up on the Pat McAfee show. And the media gravitates that, and then any excerpt that they use from Aaron Rodgers usually is accredited to Pat McAfee. He is he's part of College Game Day. Mm-hmm. He's part of Monday Night Football. He has done an unbelievable amount of stuff for WWE.
Great wrestler.
He's a big star. He's a huge star. Well, Aaron Rodgers on his standard scheduled Tuesday appearance calls out Jimmy Kimmel for he wishes or he knows that Jimmy Kimmel is going to rest easy at night because Jimmy Kimmel is not on the Epstein list.
See, that's where Aaron Rodgers came out yesterday or 2 days ago and said that's not what he said.
What did he say?
Did he say, I hope he's on the list?
No, he never said he hoped it either.
No.
What he said is that
an implication.
No, he didn't implicate it. He just said.
Then why don't you say it?
I'm trying, but everyone keeps chiming in.
Well, welcome to the show.
Okay. He always said is that when Aaron Rodgers, he was saying that the media does not want the list to come out because they are protecting the people on the left. So they don't want that list to come out. And people took it as he was saying that Jimmy Kimmel was on the list and Jimmy Kimmel didn't want it to come out. He was just saying they didn't want the list to come out because their friends might be on the list.
He said, this is what the exact quote. There's a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm just telling you what he
that
said.
are really hoping that doesn't come out. If that list comes out, I will definitely be popping some sort of bottle.
Hold on. And when he explained it, like I said, 2 days ago.
His explanation after the fact.
Doesn't matter.
Itself
it doesn't matter. His explanation after the fact, Lummy, doesn't matter.
Right.
What matters is what his quote was.
He singled out Jimmy Kimmel out of everybody in the world.
Can you read it again?
What?
Can you read it again?
There's a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, that are really hoping that doesn't come out.
Yes.
If that list does come out, I will definitely be popping some sort of bottle.
Okay, I'm just telling you what his rebuttal was 2 days ago.
No, I'm saying that that's not what he said on the air, which is what we were talking about originally, you flip-flopper.
Who, Aaron Rodgers?
Okay.
He was just saying because obviously Jimmy Kimmel.
Flip-flopper.
Who?
You.
All right.
How am I a
so,
flip-flopper?
Anyway, everybody,
That's not what you
just
said.
stop. Jesus Christ almighty. Can we do a show where we just act like a bunch of bitches in our arguing about what she said, he said? Let's get through some news stories. Jesus. I wish I could hit every one of you.
What?
So,
yes, Seth.
It was least directed at him. It was mostly directed to Lummy and Snowflake Willie over there, going back and forth. All that matters is what he said. Trying to come back and flip-flop or cover your ass in a Bill Clinton type. What is doesn't matter. What he said is the only thing that matters. And he intimated and kind of you know what? That's a dick move to even put anybody in that group that you know is not in that group. Right?
Oh.
I mean, what's going on?
I was generating a response to you when you started losing your mind. So.
From Hogan?
Chill out, brother.
Oh, he's not laughing.
Brian's taking it to the next level since I last worked with him.
It's not a good level.
This kid's a star.
It's not a good level. It's not a level you want to be on. It's lonely where I am.
I got Brian the Quad that's doing up next. I'm trying to get through this Pat McAfee story, and all I keep doing is railroaded by my own, and which is my kind of like my new pet peeve. Like I'd like to get through some stuff instead of constantly railroaded.
Sorry.
Can you feel my frustration?
I know it, and I didn't think it was going to play exactly when it did. I thought it was going to require me to play it again, so I do apologize. I didn't mean for it to play when it played.
I don't need a co-host that's sitting there on his phone ready to use it as a button bar to try to make me look stupid. I need a guy that's focused and dancing with me, not trying to pull Hogan AI excerpts off their folder. So if you could just, dance with me a little bit on this. Another Bubba temper tantrum is what they're calling this.
It's not. I deserve it.
No,
it was accidental.
I get blamed for it.
No, don't blame Bubba.
No, they do. They blame me.
Please don't.
They're not saying, oh, Bubba throwing a fit.
One person, just CC Hall.
No, and that's a kind of a troll, but I know most people are saying about Babyface, but whatever.
Yeah. Well,
interrupting the show.
We have to go to words now. We got just 3-minute interruption on that deal, which we could have gotten through the Pat McAfee deal. So we're gonna have to cancel Brandon the Quad.
Oh man!
like cancel the sex?
No, that's been now, and there's a big whodunit on that too.
Oh yeah!
But I keep getting fucking interrupted, so I can't even do a show because it's just you want to. Have you heard of Bubba the Love Sponge show? Yeah, Bubba tries to say thing, but 5 people just constantly interrupt him and squirrel him and try to get him off the subject and make it funny and stupid and snowflaking about them that he can't really get to any topic. He can't get to any topics. Hope you guys are all proud of yourself. The big whodunit with Brandon the Quad. I don't have to have a. Let me. I thumbnailed the Pat McAfee. I got to get to the Pat McAfee story, so I'm going to end the show with the Pat McAfee story. Brandon is getting laid today at noon. Woo! The only caveat to that issue is that Miche is on her period.
Ooh, that's a whole nother level.
I think that.
Wait, so that means it's 2 dudes?
Kaylin's
Let me finish, please.
Okay.
it's probably just going to be a Caitlyn and Brandon deal today because Miche is on her period. So that, you know, it's not going to be a
Lupe's
four-way.
not on his period.
Not a four-way bicep. We'll be back with a McAfee story next.
Find a safe place and stay there. The four horsemen of the apocalypse asked him for advice.
Oh, God.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You go, Captain Creamsicle. I was trying to say is that he wanted this because Jimmy Kimmel was saying that years ago there was no list. So he was happy. Because Jimmy Kimmel said he wanted to let everything up to 8 years.
I know he went back and tried to.
No.
No, I know he went back and tried to spin it. The implication was that Jimmy Kimmel may be on the list.
No, his.
How much is he worth?
For the history of it, a year ago, Jimmy Kimmel said there was no list, and Aaron Rodgers was a wacko.
You have the audio of him saying there absolutely is no list?
Yeah. Okay. It's in there. And then so Aaron Rodgers said, well, let's come out. That Jimmy Kimmel doesn't want the list to come out. Because then it would show that Aaron Rodgers was correct.
He could have clarified that.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. Rather than make because the instant implication is if you're relieved that the list doesn't come out, or if you're scared that the list is going to come out, it's because you're on the list.
Yeah, you're correct.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
Does Aaron Rodgers appear on any other show other than?
Not really. No. I mean, he's almost exclusively to McAfee.
You have to pay him.
And did McAfee start off like a podcast and then like got picked up by ESPN?
No, he got picked up by a lot of other people.
Yeah, he started out with like whatever the podcast. What was that one they started out with? FanDuel, was it? Or
No, he was on before
Barstool?
FanDuel. He was technically on before Barstool too. Barstool put him up back in the day.
Yeah.
He was on just YouTube maybe?
I don't know.
Just doing personal podcasts?
When it was him and a couple of buddies.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, they were just
not a
shooting
network.
shit. No, it wasn't like a major thing, and then he's gotten picked up a lot.
And he has a lot of connections because he himself was in the league.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a punter. He was kind of a brash punter, but for a punter, he had a lot of swagger. Like, he probably had the most swagger for a punter. Yeah, he was a good punter. He also wasn't afraid to tackle a guy. Like, he would hit people.
Which is unusual.
Which is unusual for a punter to be physical, yeah. So that was one thing he had going for him as well. And he's very opinionated and not afraid to speak his mind.
In regards to other things besides sports?
Yeah, in regards to a lot, but yeah. Nietzsche not into anal? That's a question. Just saying. There's 3 holes.
Hey, Lemmy, I'm all moved for you.
Huh?
I'm moved.
Thank you.
No problem. See my new hat, Brian?
What does it say?
What?
F-boy?
Fuck boy.
Fuck boy?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Who made that for you?
Nick the gun guy.
Nick's awesome. Nick's
Nick's
people.
awesome.
Yeah, he
really
is
fucking
really
cool guy.
good people.
And his wonderful, is it wife, girlfriend? Is he
Wife.
married? Wife? Cuts my hair.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks bad. This is because of me, not her, but
It's
I'm
you.
getting it cut.
It is cut. It is shorter.
No,
Oh, you're going for like a can I speak to the manager?
No,
Oh.
no. Not a Karen, can I speak to the manager cut? I don't like the spiky in the front and the shape in the back.
Oh, that like the judge there kind of had it. There's alternates of it. There's a lot.
I usually think of like the spiked kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the angled bob is also.
My mother-in-law has that. By the way. She's got that Karen do.
Yeah.
And she is a can I speak to the manager woman.
Yeah.
She's 6'1". She'll
I
roll
know.
on you with the mat.
You told us about the incident.
Yeah.
She got in the face. She's not afraid to.
Big bitch.
I found one of her kind yesterday. I got her.
What we do know is the guy that stopped by yesterday caused quite a conversation.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Now, what we do know.
You coming to the thing tonight? You coming to
I'm gonna try and swing by. I'll be there from. I can't be there late because my wife has a hair appointment, so I've got daddy duty. But.
Do you have parents here?
Yeah, but I'm like being a father, so like.
I mean, it's just like an hour.
But I like being home to get her ready for bed, and get her into bed and everything.
Oh, I like being
yeah.
It's like I know.
I don't see her
like
much.
it.
I mean, think about it.
Right.
Especially on Thursdays, I don't see her before she wakes up.
Yeah.
And then I come here, I do the whole show, and I get to see her maybe like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes before. If I get home at 6, it's like an hour and 30 minutes before she goes to bed. So we try to get her to sleep by 8.
Broadcasting from a bricked-in parking garage near the flight path of a major American airport. It's time to turn out the propaganda and manipulate some minds. Now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
5 to 7 tonight, Tate's Pizza. If you are supposed to be there, you know whether you are supposed to be there or not. Merch Crick, I think not a fan, and maybe Wizzy. We'll be maybe Amy from Greg and Amy might be doing the little check-in deal.
Oh, nice.
We'll be on the patio. Those festivities start at 5 o'clock. I'm paying the tab off at 7, and you guys can do whatever you want on your own. Other than that, man, don't want to get in any stories because I won't be able to get through them because I'll be interrupted 55 times. It gets very frustrating. So in saying that, Lummy, I'm out of here. The Two Live Jew show coming up next. Brandon the Quad will have a one-on-one sexual bonanza with Caitlin Hadley. That is confirmed today for noon. I don't know about any other parameters. I just know that Caitlin is a woman of her word and will be there at noon to take Brandon around the farm. Brent Hadley will be taping. I will try to get them in for next week's podcasts. So that's that. See you hopefully tonight at Tate's. And Lummy, do you have anything else in closing?
I got to run to get the port are here. So.
All right, you handle that, all right? Perfect.
Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummox,
co-host Anna Hummel,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council, co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment
enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.